Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. We're here with the extreme artist Marcus Kellegrew. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, we were
You
gonna.
laugh every time I hear extreme artists.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm
what I
like the
said.
least extreme artist out of all those guys.
Yeah, that's funny. Out of all those guys, you're the one who
Yeah.
likes '90s image the least.
Oh, I can't. Oh, ow. That's absolutely true. And now, like, I do stuff and I think they like it, but like, do they really like my romance drawing? It's not badass. It's just a nice drawing, you know. Yeah, I think they like it at least. Maybe I give some gravitas to the show. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? So, see,
So I just responded to a message. Yeah. So anyway, we were gonna have Fabrizio Aiello on, and we were gonna just talk about detectives, but he at the last minute realized that he had already had plans, so we'll save that for another time. I like that idea. So my wife said, why don't you do something Christmassy? So I'm not dressed Christmassy. Marcus has the hat. That's good. I don't even know what to do, and I don't know what it means with Christmas and clobbering time don't really go together. So I figure we'll filibuster a bit, and I have a couple ideas to make this Christmassy. First and foremost, here's the StreamYard link if anybody wants to join us. Second, and here is the link if anybody wants to get my comic. It's funny because yesterday a couple of guys at work wanted to ask me about my comics. I brought in a big box. I sold 12 comics at work today.
That's cool.
Yeah, all the guys they got a silver Sharpie and asked me to sign. Hey, there you go.
I read the Patriarch story.
Oh,
I read the Mary Sue story.
Oh, you already read them? Yeah, I sent it to you to proofread it.
Yeah, I'm going to read it again. I like that. I like the Patriarch story. This is better. Yeah, it's a better issue than the first issue, if you don't mind me saying that.
No. That's what
I really like. This a full story. That's an interesting, villain. Like really interesting villain. I love the cameos from all the guys. Horace H. Hoover, Wolf and Batsy, and all. I don't know anything. It's the coloring's a little dark, but that might be the printing, not the coloring. So everybody's is dark, so that's not an issue.
Yeah,
but he's also in subterranean underneath, so I'm it doesn't really matter.
I'm trying to show that there's more stuff in the world.
I think that's really come through in this issue. I said that about the Mary Sue. There's things like there's a villain that they have a treaty with. Well, I don't want to say too much if people didn't read it, because almost every page is a spoiler, by the way. So it's really difficult to talk about.
Oh God, it was so tough.
Did a great job. That's
he's getting better and better and better with every. You got to see the stuff that he's drawing now. Oh my God.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm going to reread the Mary Sue story in a little bit, and then I'm working on this. I don't know if it passes your muster. You can. This is the sketches out for page 2.
Oh, okay.
So you have.
Oh, it looks good. From what
he's overlooking him. I kind of want to put him in the first panel because we haven't seen him yet, really. And then he comes down, and there, he's on the car. And then this one, you can kind of see him jump.
Oh, that looks great. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. And then the last one, I'm just starting to do now. Like he's kicking that guy.
That is totally perfect. Right? What's wrong with me? That's totally Ditko, that last panel.
I did a lot of that's like a Dutch angle, kind of make it look a little different than the other panel. I thought it was 5 panels. I'm going to go 5 panels. I got to do this. And wait a second. This page is 4 panels. What am I doing? I forget panels. You forget thugs,
Right. It makes me smile to see that. But yeah, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, I will pretend that people are watching this later on in the future. When I made up this character, the public eye, I literally saw it drawn by Marcus. It's weird when I write a story, I almost have like it's a style, and I'm like, oh, Marcus' style would be perfect. So I just asked him, could you basically ape Steve Ditko? The character is an homage to Steve Ditko. So
I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. That's what I want to hear.
I'm really enjoying it. I don't get to do it enough as far as I'm concerned. I'm that happy or not in a rush. Somebody told me, you're still doing that story? And I said,
no, I still do that story. I'm still doing that.
I said, well, one, I do. I take longer on my page. I like take longer than 10 minutes on my pages, and I'm not going to say the guy's name. You can guess. I see him tomorrow. I take longer than 10 minutes on my pages, and plus, this is not going to be out ready for you. And by the way, I work 40 to 50 hours weeks.
Right.
I'm 60, and I'm in hotels. So you tell me about getting a comic done.
Well,
just like poor Fabrizio has a job that's 40 hours a week.
The person
it's not easy.
The person you're talking about, I paid him $175 for one page. And
I shocked when you said that to me. I was shocked. I did not know that. I did not know that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened. Yeah, well, that's my feeling. And if you want to pay me, I will stop what I'm doing and I will draw like Rob Liefeld. It can be done. I can do enough research and I have to unlearn stuff,
Well, it doesn't matter. It was charity anyway. When somebody was,
I know it was. I know he needs it. He's got to get a job.
Yeah, but anyway, enough about that. But I really like it. That looking at that page made me smile.
I'm so happy. I had him like.
I just thought up another story today that I want Renzo to drop everything and start doing that.
I know.
And yesterday I sent Matt Barr a script. I want everybody, but I'm like a little kid. So we'll start this discussion with a little bit of controversy. It's why I'm so anti-AI is because it's so much fun to write a script.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand how you have AI write your script. I can understand some use of it in the artwork. Like, I don't want to draw this background. AI can help me with the perspective but I'm going to draw it by hand anyway. But I don't, which I'm not using anyway because I'm just so low tech. But why would you want? I don't think Stan Lee needed AI. No.
I mean, the only AI I use, and this is going to get clipped out of context, is when I'm typing, I see that red line that I misspelled a word.
And well, that's different. I ask Grok all sorts of questions during the day for information. I think it's terrific for like an online dictionary instead of Googling stuff.
Right. Yeah. I'll look at Google. I'll ask Grok, like, what is the name of a French lieutenant in the Vietnam War? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Stuff like that.
What time is the Knicks game on? Stupid stuff.
Like just today, what do you think of this idea? Maybe I thought of this today. Is a 12-page comic book, and maybe have it done real fast so that it could be shipped by Christmas. And I was thinking of the King Fu Christmas special.
12-page. I did a 16-page comic.
But
I think that's fun. King Fu seems popular to me.
Yeah, I want to strike while the iron is hot. People seem to like King Fu, but it's going to be called Blue Christmas.
Who's going to? Well, of course,
Renzo will draw it. Oscar will color it. So when he's done with
Renzo. You're going to kill Renzo. That's my issue.
The thing about Renzo is, I ask him everyone. Well, I don't bug him.
I know you don't. I know you don't.
And I pay him weekly, whether he's done or not. I pay him weekly. So I know
Renzo does. This is Renzo's full-time job. It's a little different for him,
right? So matter of fact, I got to pay him today. So every Friday when I get paid, I pay Renzo.
Oh, that's cool. Oh wow.
Because I was paying him in like 5-page chunks, and then I was like, how about just every week? So I
might as well.
If I died tomorrow, he still owes me 7 pages.
Well, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to do. You sweat over every panel, but it's not like it's work. I want it to be the way I want it. I hope you like it the way I want to see it.
And how cool was it to see that?
I want.
How cool was it to see that card colored? Right. You said
that was awesome. Yeah,
you never get to see that'll be a card, but
I don't get to see my stuff colored much, at all, if at all, because that's not how my artistic world has gone.
Yes.
Now this is all coloring, so a lot of stuff does get colored.
Oh, it does. With the stuff.
Well, I have a unique way of getting things bought and not published. So there's that, like Argonauts. he's going to use that cover, but I did it last February,
Yeah, and that was
type of
colored.
thing,
That's
yeah.
right. I forgot that was colored. Yes, yeah.
So that was fun too. He really liked it. He goes, I'm still going to use it, but it's tough for him. So comics is hard. It's not easy. It's hard.
Oh, tell me about it.
Period. It's hard for everybody.
Oh, I want to tell you a little annoying story. There's a guy at work who I see him once every 6 months. And every time I see this guy, he's like, "Hey, Johnny, when are you going to give me a comic book?" And I say the same thing. When you reach into your wallet, give me $10. And he goes, it's me. I go, and who are you? I instantly get
You're
fear.
not going to give it to him for free.
I go, and who are you? He goes, I'm family. I go, family. I said, you're a guy that I barely know that I see once in a while. I said, my own brother paid for the comic,
Did he?
Yeah, because they were, and
well, they want to pay for your comic.
My partner that I just met 3 weeks ago just bought 2 copies because he thinks it's cool. You get one for free. I said I bust my chops for a year and a half making a comic book.
And they're not expensive anyway.
He's just like, you're gonna be like that. I said, I tell you what, stand right here and I'll go get one for you. And then I just walked away, never came back.
That sounds so New York though.
Yeah. Give me to the point now, like I actively can't stand him anymore.
I don't blame you.
Like, I don't even think he wants a comic. I think he just wants to bust my chops.
Just busting your chops.
Yeah. When are you gonna get a comic? My old foreman, who is the last thing in the world from a comic book fan, he just thought it was cool. And when I explained to him crowdfunding, he just said, "Let me get this straight. I'm going to give you $10 right now for a comic book that may or may not come out in 9 months." He goes, "Come back to me when you got something solid."
Well, but crowdfunding is for a lot of things, not just comics. So that's the other thing,
right? But
and then he doesn't understand it. I'm paying you the crowdfund, the 15 or 20 or whatever it is, for the ability of you to make this comic. My reward is you sending me the comic.
Right.
It's a little blurred. It's a little blurred because a product is coming out, but you've done the games and they never come out.
But but the thing is that I'm just trying to illustrate to the normie, crowdfunding is a hard sell.
It's a hard, yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I said what I said about CG is harming crowdfunding. Not
it's a hard sell. That's why it's a niche within a niche.
Right.
Whether it's CG or GC or whatever, whatever group. It's a niche for even the more popular ones. Think about a popular crowdfund that has nothing. Kelly Jones and Matt, what's his face, did Dracula, right? And they did really well. And it's 200,000, so maybe they got 2,000 people back their book, and that's great. But how many more people bought Batman?
Right.
And how many more people still buy Batman without Kelly Jones and Matt Wagner? Now, even though it's not selling, it's still a lot more than any crowdfund. Very rarely,
absolutely right.
Berserker to crowdfund to go over 15,000.
I sold
5,000 is like unfulfillable,
I sold 500 copies of my first comic.
Right. That's a lot. You did well.
And then but I remember like 2 years earlier, I was making fun of Zoe Quinn's DC comic for only selling 2,000 copies. Man,
well,
copies, I'd be living the life of Riley.
It's a little apple. It's a little apples.
Right, I know.
But still, the point is, it's a niche. Like I was listening to Aaron Lepresti, and he's like, "I know it's a niche within a niche in a niche, and how do we get bigger than this? Like, well, does somebody have to come in as a publisher and swoop it down?
The first thing you have to do is everybody has to be professional and put out your books on time. We can't default.
Yeah, well, Aaron doesn't put.
Well, Aaron and Graham Nolan, and
Well, most of the guys Billy and Aaron. Well, Billy's a little late, but they, it's not from not lack of work. They have one person fulfilling that, his wife, to 10, 11 o'clock every night.
Tell me about it. I'm fulfilling my stuff. It's taking forever.
I just got your book today, but I got an email for Aaron like 2 days ago. I go, you just started. You just got the books in last week or something. So, he's good. He's good. But
he also is all day sitting at home fulfilling. You know what I mean? He's not drawing for the
he stops unless he has a show.
I just want to say this. Hey, Matt.
Right. That's true.
Matt, Arkham, do you guys want to come in? Here's the link. Here's the link for
No, that's true. That's true. Well, that's all different. If you're not working 40, 50 hours a week, you're working 40. If there's no overtime, then you got 10 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours of driving back and forth or taking the train. Oh, yeah. No, it's impossible. And then you come home, and if you don't have half a pot of coffee, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Because that's how I feel. I don't work physically as hard as you right now, but when I get home, I'm like,
Oh man, I don't know, man. Driving all day long.
I have my shoulders killing me for no reason.
Everybody I know who drives for a living, their back is. And I used to think, why is your back out, you wuss? And then
no, it does. I've never had back problems. My back gets stiff. You get out of the car after a couple hours, and you're just like walking like a child, like a baby.
Today and yesterday, I was in a lift. One-man lift goes up.
Oh yeah, sure.
And whenever you go up in a lift, you usually have what we call a ground guy. And for the past 2 months, it's just a courtesy. The older guy is always the ground guy, And like it or not, I can't believe it. I am now the older guy whenever I have a partner. So, so I'm bending the pipes. Matter of fact, I just sent Matt a video of me bending pipe, because.
Oh, you're doing the pipe thing. Yeah.
So I do it. But then today I was just like, I'll go up, give you a break. Oh man, my back was just stiff.
Yeah.
You have to be ramrod straight because I get claustrophobic in that thing.
Right. I feel like when I lost some weight, so it's been easier. But standing all day, I can't. After my injuries and stuff, I cannot stand on my feet all day long anymore.
This is the Christmas special. Me and Marcus are gonna bitch about our body
being really old and beat up. Yeah, see all the gray beards and stuff.
But standing all day long on a concrete ground and working.
No, not easy.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm just
go to here. Guess what happens at Heroes Con? Standing all day long.
Okay, Arkham's going to come in. We'll have a third.
Arkham has a lot of information.
Hey, Matt, you want to come in and bitch with us?
Oh, Matt could do that. He's good at that.
Yeah. So I sent Matt a script. The name of the story, working title is Blue Collar Shift. And I don't know. Well, I hope he likes it. I'm nervous to work with Matt because he's so talented. It'll be fun. I don't know how we'll do it as far as it's only 13 pages. So, will we put it in something else? Will we make it like a little 13-page book? So we'll see. We'll see. All right. So anyway, we got a bunch of people. All of a sudden, a bunch of people
came in.
Okay.
Our pitching is really, really popular.
Complaining done. So I'll tell you. So right now, Renzo is about 10 pages into Patriarch #1 out of 45 pages.
Wow.
I'm thinking that we might round it up to 52 pages and add a map of Science City, like how Marvel.
I think the map is a good idea.
So I think because Renzo draws cities really well, there's going to be no ads in Patriarch. Ads will be in Heroic Tales, and then Heroic Tales 3 is already written. And then I got this, literally today, an idea for like a small comic, maybe 12 pages, a King Fu Christmas special, and try to have that ready in your hands by next Christmas or a year from now. And then Heroic Tales 3, like I said, is already written. And then I want Renzo to be drawing that Santa Claus story. And then hopefully by then you guys will all have your stories done and we can start doing Heroic Tales with other artists.
Like the original idea of Heroic Tales.
Yeah. Oh, good. Matt, and I sent Matt a script yesterday and I was so nervous. I read it a few times. I'm liking it a lot. Oh, good. Because Matt came to me with an idea. And I might as well tell you a quick story about this. But one day Matt was live streaming on his channel, and I just happened to be on a break at work, and I was in an electrical closet. So I just turned on my phone, and I'm sitting there talking to Matt, and Matt's pointing behind me. Look at all of that. And I'm like, what?
The stuff that you wouldn't even notice anymore.
Yeah, all the piping and stuff like that going up out of the panels and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. I don't notice it anymore, but you guys don't get to go to electrical closets.
Oh, so I do.
All that. So I was standing out of the way and pointing at all the pipes and stuff. And Matt, being an artist, he's looking at all the straight lines and everything. So then afterwards, he goes, "Can we do a comic book about that?" And I'm like, pipes? What are you, nuts?
I,
You know, I want to do superheroes because I don't want to deal with pipes anymore. You know what I mean? What are you, crazy? And he's like, no. Like, he was thinking about like technicians that are working. So I was like, that is kind of a fun idea. I said, let me think about it. And then I
think, that's
I kind of came up with the idea. I ran it by him. He's like, okay, but I was just so nervous he wasn't going to like the story.
I've been in electrical closets. So
hey, how you doing?
I know what he's saying.
It might be the sweet spot in an anthology. Yeah, Matt, whatever you want to do. I trust Matt so much. Change dialogue, change story around. Matt, as far as I'm concerned, you're the pro and I'm the amateur. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Adams is joining us here today.
I hope he's healthier than Scott. Poor Scott Adams.
That was a mean joke. You just lose the weight there, Arkham. How you doing?
Doing good.
Hey, Arkham, how are you?
On your shoulder.
Cat's yelling in the background.
Is that a cat or a dog you got?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a cat.
It's the cat. Yeah.
So all three of us. Marcus, you're losing weight too, huh?
Well, yeah, it's slow. Yeah.
All three of us. I had the.
Well, I'm trying to lose weight, so I know you're not necessarily.
I didn't eat for like 2 days. I just didn't want to eat. I was just eating broth because that's like my comfort. I got on the scale. I'm down at another 10 pounds, even though at work the only thing to eat is McDonald's, and I go to get a 99-cent coffee. Unfortunately, the 99-cent coffee always happens to come with 2 cheeseburgers and a large fries.
Well, what I did for work is I got the app, so once in a while something's free.
Yeah.
And I try to eat the least when I go to McDonald's on the road. Like I can't make lunch that day.
Yep,
I try to eat the least amount of like 2 cheeseburgers, no fries. Like
and it is the worst thing because after lunch, because I've been working nights. After I eat that McDonald's, I don't want to do anything. It's like gravity just increases 7 times, and you just go back to work, and you just like, and it's really bad because then I get sleepy driving home, and I'm afraid I'm going to crash again. So no more McDonald's, no more. My wife has been making me after Thanksgiving. She made turkey, and then she made like mayos with cranberry sauce.
Oh, nice.
And then I was like, you know what? Let's try cream cheese and cranberry sauce. Oh my God.
That works.
Oh my God. It is the most filling, delicious sandwich. It's got the slight taste of sweetness. It's so freaking good, and it's so filling, and it's pretty cheap. So, and I'm still losing weight, guys. Just shows you do physical labor, everybody.
I got away from having a sandwich. I take the provolone and either a turkey and a ham, and I roll up 4 or 5 of them. I put them in a plastic bag.
You just kick the carbs out.
I didn't cut out bread completely, but just not having bread at lunch.
We got our blessing from Zach Tan. I can relax now.
Oh, hey, Zach Tan.
Okay.
The regulars showed up.
Oh, so Arkham.
Yes.
You're doing a story for me too. And since Marcus got a chance to show off a page, would you like to show off anything? I got to give equal opportunity. Otherwise, you guys can.
You what? Let me go grab a couple.
Sure.
I'll be right back.
So Marcus is doing a public eye story, and Marcus, the next story, I can't wait.
I have the first page already done. Well, it's not even pencil; it's all on scratch paper. So changes are good now. It's not on Bristol paper. Though you can say, "Don't rush."
Did you show me the
more finished than it is? Excuse me.
Is it complete and uploaded and everything? Like
no, because it's not really finished. It's
okay.
This isn't on Bristol paper. This is my scratch paper. I like erase holes in this paper.
Oh, okay.
People say, "Oh, you do too much work." I try to fix it, get all the issue out now, and then I trace it over. This is why I hate my comics when I'm done, because I've now drawn them 4 times. Right?
I was saying before, I was embarrassed by Heroic Tales 1 for the longest time. I read it for the first time last week. I read it live.
I missed that stream. I
enjoyed it. I went through the phases. This is the greatest comic book ever. To oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I can't believe people read this.
I'm looking at my tablet here, and this is my public. I'm on Pinterest, and I have all the artwork and comics on Pinterest. When I got sick one time, I just did that. I have 145 things for reference for public eye.
Nice.
All sorts of things, Ditko things, and bodies, and Spider-Man jumping around, and
that's
Dead Man, and just things.
Well, next issue get a lot of women references because it's a poinsettia based story.
That's on the I did those first. They were towards the bottom. Then I have I found there's a whole thing on Pinterest where there's these women dressed in 50 skirts, and so I have a whole bunch of different clothes for her now.
Do you know
she's in the poinsettia dress?
Did I even tell you what her last name is? You could.
I don't think so.
Hernandez, because
Oh, that's gorgeous.
See,
Yeah.
see these pictures. These are like women, different hats.
Poinsettia would have.
I don't have to use it. It just keeps me in the mood for it, and they're all tight and busty, like 50 styles.
Well, yeah, it's that bomb. It's that bombshell rockabilly.
And then I have the Jaime Hernandez drawings here, and I look at it all the time because it's all random. Like I need the top of a hat. Like that's hard to draw. So did Ditko draw the top of a hat? Where is this? You know?
Did you say Jaime Hernandez?
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's
I
Jaime,
think,
right? The true-
yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
how he said it.
I think I have a series of books from him.
I'm
that-
sure he's a fantastic artist.
Well, I found them at Comic-Con, and it was like I was going to turn them in. This was San Diego Comic-Con many years ago, and everyone's just like, oh, if you find something, just post it on the message boards. Do not turn it in because they will just steal it.
Yeah, somebody will just say it's theirs.
So yeah, let me grab that Jaime Hernandez book. It's quite awesome. I think you'll like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I Gilbert Hernandez. I don't know. His art is deteriorating.
No, Gilbert's was never as good as Jaime. Anyway, Jaime's the best one.
He's got a nice crisp line.
It's Ditko-y too. I think like you could tell, like it's a similar. It's the whole vibe to me is similar.
So the next story is Poinsettia finds herself in a spot, and she's going out looking for the public eye. So it's her, and then of course the public eyes, you'd be like, "Why are you doing? What are you looking for me?" He's not going to trust anybody.
Wrong artist. My bad.
If I could ask you a question about Poinsettia and the public eye while Arkham's
Sure.
still getting his stuff out. So basically, Poinsettia thinks that the public guy's her boyfriend, but the public guy
Not yet.
not yet, but eventually. But does the public guy think that Poinsettia is his girlfriend?
Not
Does
yet.
he get to that like ever?
I don't want to spoil it.
Okay. Because I was just thinking
We'll talk off camera about that.
that's fine.
It's Francisco Herrera that I found the book.
Oh, okay.
That's still a beautiful book. Wow, look at that.
Dude,
That's a shame
these
somebody
books go
lost
for $100 a pop. Each one of these
That's
are
really
$100 a pop, and I got the box set signed, and it was just a fine like 6 years ago.
Yeah,
Good fine.
Jaime or Jamie Hernandez. He's one half of Love and Rockets, or
Right.
1/3 if you count.
Oh, okay.
If you
I like his work. I love Love and Rockets.
yeah, I love
I
Love
think
and
Adam
Rockets.
Hughes is
but
better.
I gotta
but
say,
like his work.
it's getting a little too pointy for me.
I've heard.
Oh
I've
well,
heard.
Gilbert's really bad about that.
Yeah, like I'm not a prude. Some
Yeah, but
tasteful movie,
it's rough. He did that Bird's Land.
and
Birdland?
even Bird's Land wasn't that bad compared to the newest stuff. The new stuff
Interesting.
is Frida and her daughters are all porn stars.
Oh, good
it's-
lord.
It's like enough. Like there was one drawing I was going to take a picture of and put it on
Oh,
Twitter,
my
like, but it was a naked girl. But it was, and of course I'm going to say like I could draw better than this, and then everybody's going to be like, then why don't you? You're not a legend. Blah blah blah. Well, I don't know. So I just sometimes it's wisdom prevails, and you don't start a Twitter battle.
Market.
I never start any Twitter battles because I don't type well enough for any of that. I let you do it.
Have you ever decided to like pick up art books and just try different styles?
Sometimes, not lately because I'm so old, but I've done it before. Yeah.
I picked up John Howell's book from Impact, and I've been following his sketch style methods. I videotaped them all.
Oh,
right?
Excuse me.
Nothing. Don't put anything in detail. Just have fun and enjoy the process. So I
love
like
that. That's really nice.
I videotaped it. The only problem is converting iPhone video to edit is remarkably stupid. It's one of the worst things I've ever tried. That's one of his projects that I tried. It was
Oh, I love that.
And
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it was originally it was a Belrog, but I didn't want none of his stuff that I went 1-for-1 with. I just kind of made it my own, but used the techniques that he was teaching on those pages. And then my next book the next series is all like mecha. Like this is going to be a robot knight riding on I'm going to take away the buck teeth and actually turn it into a got the technical term, but I'm gonna use the generic term, the duck-billed dinosaur. So it's gonna be like a robot knight.
Diplodocus.
Yeah, jousting on the back of a duckbill dinosaur. And I'm doing, maybe I might have a sci-fi job coming up pretty soon in next year.
Cool.
So I'm practicing.
Hey, do you want to show a page for what you're doing for me or anything?
Yeah, here's a page right here. I got several pages actually, but I
Mark,
like working.
You two guys torture each other to death. Like,
No, it lets me look back, see where my people are standing, where everybody's at, and lets me make adjustments from that point on. Like here's what page is this? 3, 4, 5. Here's page 5. I gotta do some editing.
Oh, that's nice.
I draw like this.
I can barely see it. It's moving around too much. All I see is the edge.
Higher.
Lift it up.
Sorry. It's different on mine than it is on yours.
Oh, wow. That looks great.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, I know exactly which scene that is. Yeah. Okay.
That's really nice. I like it a lot.
Plucks it, eats it. He's like, dude, you leave it wet. And then the next page.
Oh,
I like that. Not afraid to use black. Like everybody doesn't use the black anymore. I really like that.
They're literally in a cape. So I try to make when I draw, I try to make everything in panel as much as possible.
Well, those golden apples could be a source of light, and the golden fleece is a source of light too, if that helps you.
I just would once they got on the island, I didn't do any harsh shadows.
Okay.
Almost like the whole thing almost.
Jesus, sorry.
And it's also gonna give Carlos. Is that the color's name?
Oh, Oscar.
Oscar. It's gonna give Oscar more to play with than when I had the more hard contrast with the light.
Oscar do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that dude's amazing.
I trust Oscar.
I warned Oscar I'm writing a story there's going to be about 100 characters and costumes in it, because they're all going to a funeral. So he's like, oh, God.
So here's page 6. I had to delete this one entirely. You can see like the apple falling in mid while he's looking around. Boom. I couldn't draw her pointing to where he catches her without it looking like she has spaghetti arms on the way down. You know what I mean? But I do like this of her holding her and her facial features changing because of the 8. And then we're going to come down here where he's going to look up back at the panel and pull off the golden fleece and discover what's.
Yep. I got to reread the script because I
read this.
Well, I wrote so many sentences.
You write a lot. You have a lot of ideas.
It's great because I don't think I write a lot, and then I just realized I got like 10.
You write a lot, man. That's a lot of different stories of different lengths.
It's so much fun. How could somebody just type in a prompt and get a story?
It reminds me of when I was working in the late 90s with my writer, Eric. I still work with him. And it'd be like every week, I got another idea. I got another idea. You know how many pitches we did?
See how this one has more hard contrast and lights?
Yeah.
She's carrying the lantern, so you're going to have more hard contrast light because the light source is closer to you.
Yeah, it's basically a naked couple, and then Arkham has the task of not really showing anything.
Yeah, I have to hide boobage, some nippage slip, and false shadow play. And miraculously, this hair is so well trained. Like Medusa's hair, just kind of covers the
So anyway, we got a bunch of people here, and so again, we were going to do something else, but our guest realized he already double booked. So we're going to do Christmas. So I was thinking it's clobbering time, since it's supposed to be like a challenge. How about tell us, like, what was your best like Christmas gift that had something to do with comics? Like, did you ever get anything as a kid, or like that you were just like, oh my God, I can't believe I got this? Like, what is your best comic book Christmas memory?
Comic books.
Hey, Hojo, you want to come in? This is an open invite show.
I don't know about comic books, but I did have a lot of nerd.
Oh, that counts too. That counts too.
Okay. I think I'm more of a giver when it comes to Christmas. I don't ask for anything, but one of my old roommates before I moved out, I know he would never buy it for him, so I bought him a Japanese exclusive 18-inch highly mobile posable Boba Fett that was just gorgeous. And he's all, he's like, I'd rather have money. I'm like, dude, just shut up and take the present. It's something you would never buy yourself, and that's the point. You will always have that, because I know you would love it, but you wouldn't buy it. So that is therefore a gift that you would never get yourself.
I remember, I was a little kid. It was Santa Claus, and Santa Claus dropped off a bunch of Micronauts. That was the year
I
that
got Micronauts. Yeah,
I was fascinated by the comic. I loved the toys, Micronauts, and I remember I got the Photon Cruiser and the Hydra, and then I got like an assortment of different colored time travelers. They were like the shock troopers, and I just remember opening them up, putting them in, and playing with them. And it seemed like, I'm sure I had 2 or 3 hours, but it seemed like 4 minutes to play with this before we had to get dressed to go to church. And I never forget, that was the most difficult going to church in my life. I had to go to church, so I actually snuck, because Micronauts come apart. That's the whole point, is you can read. So I disassembled it and put it in my coat jacket. And next thing you know, I'm in church making this war wagon that shoots missiles. My father goes, put it away or it's gone.
I did get Micronauts as well. I remember Biotron.
Yes.
We got a lot of Micronauts. My brother and I were like a year apart. So it was like double gifts a lot of times. And we had a lot of the Micronauts. I think we got them even before the comic. That was a big gift. I remember that my mother would put comics, roll them up. I mean, we're little kids, so don't get fearful. They'll put as a stocking stuffer.
Oh, that's cool.
And I remember, like, when I was like, you'll see me what I like on X, and it's all this Marvel stuff. But before like 1978, 75, 76, we got DC comics too, like the Centennial. I remember Superman 300 was one of them, and one of them I will never forget. I don't remember what. It must have been Detective Comics, and I remember that Dick Giordano Chance, whatever, that as one of the stories, So we used to get a lot of that stuff because my parents didn't mind all that.
Your parents liked comics. Your father was a comic book.
My father read all the comics. Yeah.
It doesn't your father like comics also?
Yeah, my father loves comics. He's read all my comics. Well, when I had him, yeah.
My parents, when they were kids, they liked comics, but they liked that comics got me to read. But
he is a huge Jim Starlin fan. He got all the Warlock, Captain Marvel, Dreadstar. He loves all that stuff. I told Jim Starlin that once. He looked at me like I was nuts. And he still has a Dreadstar poster in his house in Florida. He had it as a lawyer. He had a poster of Dreadstar in his office. He took us to the Comic Cons when they thought we were too. Oh, we want to go. Me and my brother, and we went. And he didn't. That was enough of him. That was fun, nice of him, right?
Yeah.
They didn't blow any. My mother encouraged the artistic side. She wasn't a big comics reader, but we'd come back from cons with stacks of books because we'd have lists. In old school, you had a list like a piece of paper, and you're getting all these comics for 50 cents at the door or whatever. X-Men was getting expensive at that time, but everything else. He would just take the pile and just read them because he didn't sleep that much. So he'd be in the middle of the night reading comics.
I had 2 sheets of loose leaf in my wallet, one with all the comics that I still wanted and one with all the records that I wanted.
Right.
I collected records like I collected comics.
And he was a big science fiction guy. He read a lot of fantasy books and science fiction books. Some of the ones I talk about that come up were his originally that I ended up reading him.
Oh, cool. Yeah, my father wasn't much of a reader. When he was a kid, he like everybody, he says he had the first Superman, and he would say the first Superman comic rather than the first action comics, but he's like, I had the first Superman. But what he tells me is, because your Uncle Frank was Superman because he was the oldest, and your Uncle Johnny was the cowboy because he was the youngest, and I was the wizard or detective. I forget what it was, but like, wasn't the first action comics had Superman, a wizard?
I think so, yeah.
So like, he must have had Action Comics #1, There's those 3 stories. My mother, when she was a little girl, she used to dress up like Mary Marvel.
That's funny. That's funny you say that because my father did not have stories about him reading comics, but my mother would go to her. Now, my grandfather, he was a painter. They had no use for it. They were like, comics, we're too good for comics. You know, you're smart kids. This is back like in the 40s, right? 50s. And, but she'd go to her uncle's house and he would have they used to return them. They tear off the covers. And she used to read Captain Marvel, Mary Marvel. And when we went to the store, the stationery store or whatever, and we want these comics, she was like kind of defying her mother. I'm buying you those comics. And that's how it got started. I don't remember not having comics. There's only a couple of us, and I'm the oldest, and I don't remember not having comics. It's hard for me to pinpoint what my first comic was. It's just always there.
Yeah, I found my first my first comic was a Flash comic, and all I remember was he fought the bad guy Mazada. So I just remember that because I remember mispronouncing it, and I said Mazda like the car, and then I think my brother corrected. So I went and got it. You know, well, I went to a database. He created like 4 Flash comics, and then I bought all 4 of them, and now I have the very first comic that I ever remember.
Nice. I said don't remember it.
The earliest to your adult, being an adult is recapturing your youth. Sorry, my wife is asking me something. I gotta respond.
Well, as he does that, the earliest comic that I remember, the marriage of Reed and Sue Richards.
Oh,
now,
really?
That could not have been the original comic because I'd have been like 2 years old when it came out, or 1.
That was Fantastic Four 100, right?
No, it was. I think it was Annual 4.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But they reprinted an Annual 12 with a John Romita, John Buscema cover, or something like that. And that's 1974, and that would be around the time that I would have read that then, because 74 would be like,
That's
9.
the first comic you ever read?
That's what I remember. I think I read comics before that, but that's the first one I remember.
Okay, well, since you brought up Arkham, I talked about my first comic. Do you remember your first comic you ever read?
Vaguely. It'd be a toss between Daredevil, Frank Miller run during the Ninja arc. That's one of the things my brother turned me on to. So I'd say, what was that? 82, 83, somewhere around there, maybe a little bit earlier.
Okay.
Alpha Flight. I remember Alpha Flight, number 1, very vividly. Conan, Savage Sword, because they were big magazines and my brother really couldn't hide those from me because they're too big. So he just kept them out so I didn't get inside of his comic books.
Oh, your brother got comics and you weren't allowed to touch them? That's such a big thing.
Yeah. yeah, I was the oldest.
Yeah, that was my brother that just passed away last month.
Oh, I'm sorry. You told me. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I know. I mean, it's after finding out some things that about him after his first brain aneurysm. After losing him, I'm like, dude, I got more time with him than God was meant to give me. So I have to count those blessings.
Well, that's a good way to think.
How old was he?
Let's see, if I'm 53, he must be about 64, 65.
That's way too young. I'm too close to that age.
We had a brain aneurysm, and that was a little bit
yeah.
younger than I would be now. I think he was in his mid-40s. They gave him something like 5 years, and he gave us 15.
Oh, that's good.
So,
yeah. I saw today. Archie Comics is no longer making comics anymore. They're basically
I did not see that.
Oh, I was hoping. Does anybody in the chat know about it?
I looked it up. I've been to Archie offices a couple of times. They were in Mamaroneck, New York. That was basically my hometown where I went to high school.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then I went interviewed there for like a desk job. And I had my guy I went to college with, he ended up doing the Archie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles after he did a long run on that. And
there was an announcement yesterday.
You could have been the extreme Archie Marcus Kellegrew.
I know. Well, I didn't get the job. I wasn't really great at pay stuff. That's why. Before.
John, you want the answer?
Oh, what's that, Arkham? I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want the answer to the Archie question?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. It's not, they themselves are no longer going to produce the books. They're going to actually give that to Omnipress. Omnipress is going to be the one actually producing the comic books from this point on.
Oh, yeah. ONI. Oni.
Yes.
That's Kevin Smith's comic company, right?
Yeah. He's the one that's going to be handling Archie. So they're still going to be made and produced, but they're just not going to be produced in-house. It's all going to be outsourced.
Yeah, so the licensing out. So I think that's the first domino. Like, do you think
That's the first one that I can remember.
There's going to be more.
Archie did not pay well. I have a couple of pages somewhere of Archie samples. It's not easy to draw either.
No, it's a very specific style.
But it helps me. Archie helps me draw. It helps me draw poinsettia. You'll see the highlights in her hair will be kind of Archie-like, that get that graphic look. I have trouble with a woman's nose. You just do the Archie triangle and then draw a nose around it, because it's all there. It's just cartoons, cartooning.
I asked Renzo if he could do an Archie style, and he said, "Oh, please, let's do it."
Oh, so I could do it too. It's fun.
One of the patriarch's daughters is one of the 14-year-old daughters. She was going to start drawing comics. And it's all inspired by you, Marcus, posted all those romance. So I was like, it would be fun to do a romance comic, but it's going to be from a 14-year-old girl, right?
But that's who was supposed to read those romance comics.
And was like, please, let's do it. So I didn't write any scripts or anything like that, but Renzo could draw any style. Arkham, you got Heroic Tales too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got. Did you notice Renzo did 2 different styles in it?
Yeah.
Did you see the strip?
I haven't done. Yeah,
I saw the strip. Yeah, it was cute.
I've absolutely loved the little ad strips and news articles, like the mailbox and so forth in the back, like comic books used to have.
And Matt, did you see the beard, Matt?
I saw the beard. I didn't get to read all of it, but I'm like, oh my god, this can't be.
Yeah, it was because the guys at work
I was laughing. It was funny.
They were like, Long Box? Who's Long? Because I don't walk around saying that. Johnny Long. I was like, yeah, I do a YouTube channel.
Well, I heard you changed your name. You went to the courthouse and changed your name to John Sloan.
When I retire, I'll change my name. So they were like, does your wife call herself Mrs. Longbox? It's like the chat, whenever they bring her up, they call her Mrs. Longbox.
For YouTube, she's Mrs. Longbox.
You know how it is. You work with a bunch of manly guys, if they're going to bust your chops. But the secret is, guys, if you ever work with guys that like to bust your chops, go along with it, and they drop it. As soon as you...
Yeah, I learned that a long time ago.
Being annoyed, they're going to amp it up. They're going to just rev that gas. So I laugh with them, and then they move on. But they were reading my comic in funny voices and teasing me. It was fun. It was a lot of fun today.
That's all right. Yeah.
But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah. So I might do like an Archie style story, but that then the character that I made up to put in that Archie style, I kind of wanted to be a real character, like meaning exists and interacts with like all the other guys. So I might have to put her into the real story and then make another Archie type story for Althea to draw in her comic. But anyway, that's enough. I like I said, I got a million freaking ideas, and it's all coming to a wedge. If I hit the lottery, it's going to be like, go.
I just bought some scratch offs for Christmas.
You just
thinking of you. I've got scratch off stories. I bought some scratch offs for stocking stuffers for the kids and stuff. And I bought a couple of Powerballs today.
Yeah, if I win the Powerball, I already told my wife we're giving her money because her church is looking for a permanent place. We'll do that. I want to buy a ranch like out in Idaho and rescue animals and make comic books. So, and you guys
need a vet. My son just got his vet license. He passed the test for the being a vet license first time.
Oh, really?
Pretty impressive. Yeah, he still's got school to go, but we busted his chops by calling him doctor.
Oh, cool.
You don't get away from anything around me. So he's going to be a vet. He was just saying he's taking care of some goats. If you have both. Goats get urinary tract infections very easily. That's what I've learned. I don't know how that's going to help anybody, but just so you know.
All right. So let's get back to Christmas stuff. So anybody in the chat, what was your first comic that you read that you remember reading? I'm trying to think of like any Christmas. Oh yeah, 1 year I got Ben Grimm, the Mego figure.
Oh, I remember the Mego.
Nice.
I used to get the Mego figures too. I almost forgot about them.
I never got Migos.
I got the Ben Grimm, and then a couple months later, I got Reed Richards, and I got the Human Torch. Never got the Invisible Woman because that was a doll. That was not an action figure. So
I used to have Spider-Man, Captain America, and a neighbor had some, and we'd play with them so rough they would pop the thing, and my father would restring them for us.
right, yeah, they had like an elastic band.
Yeah.
And then my friend's dad would fix it with rubber bands, but they would never.
Right.
They would never as
Never
good
quite
as
the
that
same.
plastic band.
Did either of you guys get the giant Mattel Shogun Warriors?
Oh yeah, I'll
No,
never
I was a
forget.
little old for Shogun Warriors.
I got Mazinga, Raideen, and Dragoon, and they were $11 a piece, which might as well have been $1 million back then. Yep. I literally saved up my lunch money, and I got them. And then I found out that there was other ones. I thought I had them all. And then my friend Sean got the Godzilla, but I didn't care about Godzilla. I wanted a giant robot.
Right.
You know, but I remember you pulled the lever and its tongue would come out.
Tongue came out, yeah.
Yeah.
I got those. Thankfully, I would say one thing about my dad being a drinker, he knew everybody. So he would go. Well, what he would do is they partied a lot at the drive-in in Santa Barbara in Goleta back in the 70s for some reason. They would just go to the drive-in, all drink together, and just hang out for hours and hours and just drink while us kids played in the parking lot and watched two movies from the two drive-in screens. And that was my dad's idea of a good time. So he meets other people. So the next day is when the swap meet is. And so he has connections, and he's like, he knows shit that's going to be out before. He's like, hey, you know those toys you want? I'm like, yeah. He goes, come over here, phone me. And he goes over there, and he gets them like dirt cheap because he drinks with half these guys. So I got the Rodan, I got the Godzilla, I got the Mazinger, and I forgot the name of the one that kind of has the bird aesthetics. It has like, it's a cone and it has the two red horns coming up that
That's
way.
Raideen.
Okay, yeah, I had him. Those are the four I got.
Yeah, and he shot those rockets out of his belly.
And the Mazinger had him out of his hands.
Yeah, Mazinga. Yeah, he shot that. But the best thing about Mazinga is that little ship that came out of his head.
Oh, I love Go Nagumi. I love his work.
I love
Man, Mazinger. Just beautiful.
When I was a kid, I drew comics. Terrible, but that was the ship it was like a Buck Rogers ripoff, and that was his ship. It was the Mazinga brain ship, whatever you called it. I loved that ship. That was my favorite part of all of the Shogun Warriors.
And I do agree with Marcus. Micronaut toys. I mean, I got them too before I even knew the comic book existed, because they were kind of transparent and you could take apart the ships and rebuild the ships and stuff like that. I had a blast with them. Those were my favorite things in the world, because I knew they were different. And I also liked that if I shot my friend with the darts, they hurt. Because those things were heavy. Those things had such a big bulbous end to them. You're like, pick, ow.
Yeah. I remember this is funny. You as the kids say, you just unlocked a memory here. Right. But I remember playing with my friend Sean. I was the kind of kid that was just happy to play by myself. I had all my toys. I was acting out scenarios with all my toys. And my mother was just like, she would like invite other kids, like, come on inside, play with you. And I would be furious. They had the wrong personalities. Obi-Wan Kenobi doesn't talk like that. He would never do that. Matter of fact, you couldn't play with Obi-Wan Kenobi because he was dead. So I had the Obi-Wan Kenobi figure, but
you were anal back then too, huh?
Yeah.
So you don't know the stories, Arkham. You don't know the stories.
You couldn't play with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then everybody would take off. We're like, oh god, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. So I would like begrudgingly play. So finally, in third grade, I made friends with this kid Sean, who was exactly like me. He would sit over there, and I would sit over there, and then we would have a war, and that was our interaction. His mother thought it was the greatest thing that, oh, he's got a friend, they're playing. But, you know, he was the Empire, I was the Rebels, or whatever, you know what I mean? And we actually had to stop because I fired from Photon Cruiser. It shot one of those round darts, and it hit Mazinga right in the chest. Boom. Oh. We had to discuss, is that enough to kill Mazinga? And could I just pick up the dart and reload it? Did I have to like animate my little Micronauts, pick it up again, reload it? Like does it regenerate? You know, so we actually had like a philosophical discussion about the physics of Micronauts and how destructive, you know. So it was just funny. That's the way we played back then. We had to come up with rules. Like we were role-playing games, you know.
You had much better friends than I did. Our idea of a good time was playing Rock Wars in the creek. Whoever cried first was game over.
I
I wish I had friends like you. I have injuries from my friends.
We had different sets of friends. There weren't too many people that really read comics, and with the guy we did that lived behind us, he had DC comics and we bought Marvel comics. And me and my
That's
brother,
funny.
it was my brother friend, not mine. And then we would play superheroes like you were just describing, jumping around and like the whole thing, like the Captain Marvel thing, like this and all. But other friends had nothing. They didn't. A lot of kids didn't have any comics. You never knew.
But back then, I'm like in the 70s, everybody read comics. Everybody was into superheroes, but like you could be into baseball and football and stuff like. It wasn't until like the 80s, like when those 80s movies came out, where they made fun of nerds and stuff like that.
No, that's true. I think that's true.
This division came about. You know what I mean? Like I guess. Oh, what is this comment you buy now? I barely knew others that read comics, mostly. Yeah, but you're younger than us. We're the Council of Elrond.
Well, I went to school in the early 80s. It was getting there. I wouldn't go out of my way, but people knew. Like my best friends knew. They didn't care.
Okay,
well, I was definitely afraid of
I didn't go out of my way to tell them. They knew I drew artwork and stuff.
I was ditching class, sitting on a curb about 2 blocks away from school, close enough to where if my parents came by, I knew I could make it to school before they would, right? One of our local gangbangers, I knew who he was. I knew most of the gangbangers from arm's distance, right? Named Demetrius, big dude. Football guys were afraid of him. I'm sitting there reading my comics, and all of a sudden I see the shadow pass in front of me, right? I look up, it's Demetrius. What up, D? So, what are you doing? I'm like, reading comics. Like I figured it's going to give me shit.
Right. You figure you caught me reading the comics, do or die right now, right?
Right. Or he's going to call me a nerd and just walk off.
Right.
Goes, is that super? I'm like, yeah, dude. And he just sits down, starts grabbing books, and starts reading with me.
Yeah, you never know who's really reading the comics because everybody.
Yeah, you don't. And this dude was people were literally afraid of this man for good reason. He was maybe 16, but he had built like an adult
16
man.
going on 30 kind of guy.
Yeah, and people were afraid of him for a good reason. And dude was just the nicest person to me.
There was a guy that I worked with that was I'll take him on his word. This guy was built like you wouldn't believe, and he was in like a special forces in the military. He said there's only 500 people in his ranking of and he still I called him on it. I said, "You're not in the military anymore. You're a mercenary." And he smiled because he would be working, and then he would get his orders and then leave and be gone for 6 months. And then next thing you know, you see him working again. I was like, how are you just, like if you were that elite in the military, they wouldn't allow you to be a construction worker.
You just be in the military.
I said, "You're a mercenary," and he didn't answer me. But anyway, this guy was.
That sounds like a good comic character.
He was a badass. I fight. But anyway, long story short, everybody was teasing me. Oh, John reads comic books. John plays Dungeons and Dragons, and he comes walking up to me, and he had that 1,000-yard stare, like he played it up, And he goes, "You play Dungeons and Dragons?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Where do you live?" Flushing, Queens. He goes, "Yeah, we got to talk. I haven't been in a good campaign in like 2 years." And it was just funny. Everybody was like, "Okay, we can't make fun of John anymore." But it's always these scary guys that are into the nerd stuff. I never met a military guy that wasn't into Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, a military, D&D, Magic, even comic books, because they have to take a little piece of home with them, and that's usually the easiest.
Well, they all say the same thing. There's a lot of hurry up and wait. There's a lot of downtime. Mm-hmm. So, and all you really need is one guy to memorize these charts and some dice. Hojo, you were in the military. Are you a D&D guy or anything like that?
Yeah, it's a sports guy.
Yeah, I think he was. He's you don't say ex-military, right? You're always military. So former military. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I'm writing my first military story, and I know people are gonna kill me. Like I got like Chuck Dixon is going over a few of my scripts. I want to be like, "You want to go over this one where a guy goes back to Vietnam to rescue a body?" That's right up Chuck Dixon's alley, right? So
Did Chuck serve?
No, he never did. He never served. He never said he did either. But he just has the ultimate.
Oh no, I was just asking because a lot of people with vast military knowledge have never served. I'm just curious. Most people that serve just have the nuances and the idiosyncrasies that come with a service that a historian wouldn't have.
Even though he's like 6'5", he was very he had health problems as a kid.
Yeah, he described those health problems in a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
They were pretty rough.
Yeah.
I think the writer that wrote a lot of comics, Doug Murray.
Doug
He
Murray.
wrote the
Yeah,
Nom and stuff after. He was the big one.
I played D&D in the military with my friends. You see, I didn't know you were in the military. Charlie don't surf. Charlie don't surf. I love
I had
that.
a friend in a military that was in Alaska, and I love that you pointed out that how military guys are, because he literally would message me and be like, "Hey, we're getting anime from Japan. I always thought about you." You know, well, Japanimation back then.
Yep.
And it's just funny, and like him and his friends, they're in Alaska. They're getting more Japanese shows than they are getting American shows, so they just watch anime all the time.
Now that's
TV.
You know, because we all know the Earth is flat, and the Antarctic ice wall prevents us from.
The Earth is flat.
So is Alaska closer to Japan than say like California, or I mean definitely New York?
Probably not.
No, I think what it was is just because of the radar dishes they have and being military, a lot of them pointing to Russia and Korea.
Oh, okay.
That's why they're getting a lot of Japanese television.
So T-Bunny, how you doing? Welcome to our Christmas special where we're barely talking about Christmas.
Hello.
Hello,
Welcome, everybody.
How's it going?
Doing all right. Doing all right. You know, all dressed up, no place to go.
Your comic should be going out this weekend, and then I should be done with fulfilling. I saved the best for last.
Okay.
How's that?
Well, I appreciate it that you think of me as the best. You know.
Yeah. So what's going on? Did you? I forget, but you did a Christmas special. You know the
Christmas story.
Everybody's favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah.
But I forget. I asked you and I forgot what you said. Did you watch the best Christmas pageant ever?
I have not seen it yet. I read the book way back in the day, but I've not seen the movie.
Because my wife and she couldn't wait to see it, so we went like opening night. It was funny because we watched. No, that was a different night. But we went. Yeah, I loved it. To me, it is on par with the Christmas story, and that's what we're going to do.
Right?
We're going to do nothing. We're going to watch. You know,
yeah.
I'm going to fulfill in the morning, and then when she gets home from church and everything, we're going to watch a Christmas story and best Christmas pageant ever, and eat food.
Well, I need to see that movie. I really do. I love the book, and I saw it was in theaters, and I can't remember what was going on last year.
Hold on, Arkham. You said you got to go
see it.
Yeah, I didn't want to be rude and just leave.
Yeah.
And by the way, T-Bunny, whether you are influenced by this or not,
no problem.
Got this.
Yes, sir.
Been reading.
No,
I think it's great because we've been having
awesome. What version?
It's a revised. What it does, it's revised, but it all has original context in it as well, and where to find them. I wanted as not revised as possible, but I found that one really good price, and it's a hand-me-down kind of book. You know, generational stuff and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy.
Awesome.
But yeah, no, I'm getting some use out of it more than I thought.
And your beard game is definitely improving. I'm impressed. There you go.
Well, I lost a lot of weight, as John told me. So I wanted to see what my face looked like. So I haven't seen it in a long time. And I realized why I have a beard.
Well, does your face hurt?
Only when I look at it.
It's
all right, I'll see you guys later.
See you later. Merry Christmas if I don't see you.
Merry Christmas, Arkham.
Later, man.
I just thought it was funny. Like, we should make the Jack Kirby Bible and like translate everything into Jack Kirby.
There you go.
Yo, skies.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. I've got an illustrated Bible over there. I've also got various ones that are like I have the Bible. It's like basically a comic book Bible.
Which one?
It's the artist is kind of like I think he's a Hispanic guy.
Because I had a teacher at SVA. He was Will Eisner's teacher. They did every other.
Oh, that's a cool one. I like
week.
that one.
Yeah, this was
Andre
my
LeBlanc.
this was
he
my
the guy?
first Bible that I got as a kid.
Oh,
And, I don't know where it went. I don't know what happened to it.
well, my the Bible my dad read to us was a Zondervan, I think, and it had this incredible illustrations in it. I gave it to my brother because he adopted my two nephews, and I wanted him to be able to read to them. But the illustrations were just amazing in that Bible.
This one,
no
I
full
always
punches.
remember giggling about David peeping over at Bathsheba in the bath. Just hey, look at David over there, the creeper.
He didn't have to. He didn't have to creep on her though, because he was the only one that could see that rooftop she was.
Yeah,
on.
that's
she
the
knew what she was doing.
Did she know what she was doing? Or but there was a whole bunch.
Oh, she knew what she was doing. I mean, the palace was the highest point in the whole entire city, and she was on the rooftop bathing. So,
if Jack Kirby did the Bible, Jesus would be an eternal. It's funny because I was talking to Cooper about this. I have a story about, inspired by the Gnostic scriptures, and I'm starting to think that Galactus is the Gnostic Old Testament God. If you're familiar, Cooper, I don't know if Cooper could hear this, but I was trying to see what he was going to be. Hey, Oscar's here. Hey, Oscar, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Oscar.
Oscar just gave me these. I sent the comic around the world to get autographed by everybody, and he put in these comics.
I saw your posts. Those are fascinating.
Yeah, these are great. And then when I was homesick, I was like, why? I got to read comics. So Kaliman, the Hombre Incredible. I love it. It's a Mexican comic about a guy in India, and then he's got a hot Indian chick sidekick. We should all be so lucky. And then this I really love, Santo. Like ever since that Hellboy with when he goes to
Sergio Cariello.
Yeah. So this is he's a luchador's hero, and I want to do a story about a luchador hero, and I think Oscar finally stopped poo-pooing my ideas because he kept saying it's too gringo.
You can still get that at Hobby Lobby. I was just in Hobby Lobby yesterday.
What is that? Show it again. I was talking and I missed.
It's Sergio Carello.
Oh, the Action Bible. Yeah, Chuck was talking about this.
The earlier one was the Illustrated Bible, Children's Bible. It was drawn by Andre LeBlanc, who was one of my teachers at School of Visual Arts.
Mm-hmm.
And he did. He ghosted for Flash Gordon. He had a Brazilian comic for years. Yeah, Peyo, and then he was a Will Eisner's assistant and did a lot of work for the Phantom. And Cy Barry wasn't the ghost who walks. Yeah, the Phantom, the ghost artist who drew the Phantom, right? Yeah. And Flash Gordon, because he drew that Cy and Dan Barry style. I learned a lot from him, but that was one of his big things. He made a lot of money on that book.
Well, I was thinking about a story one time. When Samson collapsed the temple, right? There's a thing about his hair was starting to grow back in, and the hair was like the source of superpower. If he's, when longer his hair was, the more powerful he was, and so the thought occurred to me is like, what if the hair made him immortal? And so when the hair grew back and the temple collapsed on him, everybody thought he was dead, but maybe he wasn't dead, and maybe he's uncovered years and years later, because he was in tune with the Philistines, and so if somebody were to uncover him later, there you go.
That's a possibility. The guy who bought my comic today, who was kind of teasing me, he was saying, I got to go to Delilah and get my hair cut. I said this last week, and I started laughing. He goes, what? I go, that's funny. And he goes, what do you mean that's funny? I said, Delilah's cutting your hair, and he's like,
"That is funny."
Yeah. Like, you don't know what I'm talking about? Like, the other guy, I had to tell the story of Samson, and it was funny because he was like, "Really? He beat everybody to death with a jawbone?"
Yeah.
He was like totally into the story, Because you put that in a comic book. I go, it's already in a book. It's called the Bible.
I'm just thinking that. I'm just thinking that.
I mean, it's.
You put up with a lot if a woman is like really, really hot. And I'm thinking Delilah must have been like nuclear hot because he kept putting up with her trying to betray him every single night, I mean, and then eventually he's like, okay, you know, it's the hair, okay, you know, leave me alone. And
I was thinking about that. That would be like a funny like story to write. Like you get all of these like crazy hot girls from like you get Delilah,
right,
Queen of Sheba, and then
Yeah.
what's the one that they sent out to Enkidu in the Epic of Gilgamesh? Like all these like crazy hot girls that like just ruin their
Okay.
men, you know, like
right.
that would be fun.
Yeah.
Just them sitting around a table. Oh yeah, you think you're bad? I actually he told me where all strength came from, and then I cut his hair off. Girl, you did not.
You get all the bitches from history together, you know. There you
Yeah,
go.
all the troublemaker girls. Yeah.
Yeah, I just imagine what's her name that launched the Trojan War. What's her name?
Helen.
Helen, yeah. Helen of Troy. She would
Yeah,
kind of have a trump card. It's like, oh yeah, well, let me tell you what happened just because of my face, you know.
Helen, you know, I in my mind, I don't know what it's been so long since I read the actual you know, the Iliad, but she ran away with Paris. She
Right.
ran away with Paris. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like she got married to an old man. She didn't want it. And she ran away with Paris, and Paris is a jerk. He's I like Hector a lot, but Paris is not a likable character.
Yeah, he's, there's no adaptation of the Trojan War that Paris comes out looking anything but you know, got his brother killed, you know, had his whole entire city burned down just because he liked a chick, you know. I mean, come on.
Are you looking forward to the Odyssey movie?
What's that?
You looking forward to Nolan's Odyssey movie?
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not in any way, shape, or form.
It looks
it's the Zendaya factor. Anything that has Zendaya in it,
I don't blame you.
I don't dislike Zendaya.
That little petulant look that she has on her, but that little petulant look she has on her face, that little snotty, petulant look. That's all she's got. That's all she's got.
Like she
can't stand it.
I think she's a good-looking woman. I haven't really been impressed with her acting, but like, geez, cast her in something.
You mean you haven't been impressed that she can't act, that she has no acting ability at all, like at all.
She's totally.
I mean, she is devoid of acting ability. As a matter of fact, people around her lose acting ability when they're near her. She's like a acting ability sink. Okay.
I wear glasses if I put this on. Oscar's asking about this. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm sure she's good in some movie that I haven't seen, but she's not a Spider-Man actress. She's not Athena. That's what bothers me the most. Athena is supposed to be tall, Greek-looking with like shining blue eyes. You know, they got the least Athena-looking person to play Athena,
and she is not Chani. She is in no way, shape, or form Chani.
No,
that was like the most egregious thing. That's the one that like turned me off of her forever.
Oh, now we're going to be just as great.
There you go. Kneel before me.
Yeah,
I just realized
you could go to work with that.
I was like getting claustrophobic wearing that, but Nick Fury's I don't want to say it. Nick Fury's needle thing was over there. I'm surprised YouTube hasn't shut me down for showing it.
Oh, okay.
I just realized.
I don't know. I got a video struck down by YouTube, and I got a strike on my channel.
Did you? What video?
The Narnia one.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
I cleared the clips through the system.
Oh, clips.
Before I even played them, but and I didn't play. Yeah, but I didn't play anything. I didn't play like beyond 2 minutes of any of it, and suddenly I got like strikes on my channel, and it got an entire video taken down. But the vertical one is still up, and I got no strikes on it.
Yeah, that original.
I got all my strikes on the horizontal, but I did not get the strikes on the vertical video.
That's the one with Vanessa Williams. She plays Circe. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
love the curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
I watched that. I like that. I remember liking it.
Yeah, Marta Asante probably had the best wedding scene ever. You know, out of all of them. That was a really good wedding scene on that one.
Whatever
Because
happened?
he murdered everybody. He murdered the crap out of everybody. And that's the way you should do that. That every one of them died and they deserved it.
I love Odysseus. He's one of my favorite Greek heroes. I love the fact that he's the clever one. He's the one that didn't want to go to war. Remember, he started sowing salt in his fields when they came to round him up, and then they threw his son. I can't remember his son's name.
Aegeus, I think, something like that.
It's a long name, but they threw his son in front of him, and he stopped, and he's like, "You got me," and then he went to war. He's just a clever. I love him, and I don't know.
Yeah, I like Odysseus.
And now they got that. I what's his name has played him. Why can't I think of the actor's name? I just don't like that guy's face.
Telemachus.
Yeah, I knew it was a long name. What the guy who played Poe Dameron, isn't that his name? He also played
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, I just don't like his face. Do you ever just not like somebody's face?
He's the Pedro Pascal before Pedro Pascal. They put him in everything.
And before him, it was the guy who played the original Banner in the original Hulk movie.
Eric Bana.
Yeah, something about him. I just don't like his face.
Well, he was good Hector though.
He's a pretty good actor though.
He was a really good actor.
I remember that original Hulk movie.
If you want to know what Eric Bana's ability is, watch Chopper. It's the name of the movie.
I know.
But Eric Bana, one thing that makes me like him is that he restored a Falcon XB, and he actually raced it. That's the model of car that they used in the original Mad Max movie. But he's got one, and he restored it, and he races it. So if you're a gearhead and you actually get your fingers dirty, I like you better.
It's funny, man. I like power tools. I'll work on my house, but I hate working on cars.
Yeah.
I don't I just hate, and I'm terrified of working on brakes. I've always been let a professional work on my brakes. Because do you ever have the brakes go out?
There were some guys. I mean, there are some genuine Hollywood stars that like Henry Cavill, for instance. Henry Cavill is an actual Hollywood star, and if this was a different era, Henry Cavill would be the biggest Hollywood star in the world. If this was a different era. Yeah, but we're living in an era where Twinkies like Timothy Chalamet get all the roles.
Hey, Timothy Chalamet is a real Knicks fan, though, so we can't hate him too much.
I can hate him plenty, okay? I can hate him plenty.
I know, I'm busy. Adam Carolla is a big car guy.
Yeah, but Adam Carolla also simps for his buddy. And I can't.
Well, that's just, he got his start in the business because of Jimmy Kimmel.
I know, but
he struggles with, he can't give Kimmel up because they're like brothers.
I know they're like brothers, but when Kimmel does something that egregious, and then you're like,
no, I know. He should say something.
And all you can say is that he was being inaccurate. That's all you can say.
No, I know.
I understand that. That's his buddy. He's being loyal to a friend. So, I'll give him a pass on that.
But I don't disagree with you, T-Bunny. There is something he could say a little more about it.
I mean, carrying water for him is another thing entirely. I mean, if I have a bud that's a ride or die, and that guy really does something that egregiously bad, I am going to say, okay, we're buds, but I can't ride with that. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Right. And I mean, you got to eventually that loyalty has got to take a back seat to your own, I
wonder, I don't know,
ethics, moral ethics, So,
yeah, I just wonder what, because Jimmy Kimmel, he started out as that goofball on the Man Show, and now he's just this guy crying about vaccines. All I could, the conspiracy theory in me is just well, what pictures do they have on you?
What it is the reason why Carolla, after he got the radio show ended, he started podcasting because now nobody has to tell him what to do, and he makes millions of dollars. He doesn't make Jimmy Kimmel money,
right?
But he makes enough. He goes, but he gave that up. He does not want to do hosting that type of show like that because he doesn't want, just what you said, Hollywood to tell him how to act and how to be, and he can F everybody off.
Yeah.
It's all him. And then he's popular enough that these people have to come on his show anyway eventually.
I remember the first time I ever heard of Gavin Newsom, he was on Adam
That's
Carolla's
right. He took
show.
Gavin Newsom apart.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, it was
He
glorious.
hates Newsom.
Is this clobbering time? This is clobbering time. Fabrizio had to cancel, so we're just scrambling. I just said it was a Christmas episode. We don't know what we're doing. We're just going around in circles, having fun, talking with friends. Anybody's welcome to join in. Talk about whatever you want. After the New Year's, I want to refocus clobbering time to actually characters battling and everything like that. But, you know, Merry Christmas, everybody. If you have something you want to talk about, I'll put the link in the chat one more time. Anybody's allowed to pop in. Anybody's allowed to, you know.
I drive a lot, listen to Corolla, and I've listened to him a little less recently.
Yeah. Well,
Because,
see,
you know,
my issue with Corolla is, I mean, he's kind of got that macro thing where, you know, he speaks common sense a lot.
Yes.
But
yeah, it's all
then,
common sense.
but then he'll just take people behind the woodshed. But then his buddy Kimmel will do the exact same thing, and it's crickets. And so that's the reason why I don't
just he
ride.
can't.
I mean,
it's definitely a block for him.
there is something going on there that is like, I'm sorry, there's a morality that if you eschew that morality for in this one situation, then I can't believe that the morality is real in the rest of it.
He just won't turn on his friend because I wait for him to do it too. And the last time was real disappointing. Most of the time it's just general Jimmy Kimmel like stuff. It doesn't matter.
I think Kimmel like figuratively sold his soul, and
they really spend like holidays together. He support him in his divorce. I mean, Corolla had a bad divorce. You know,
well, I mean, why in the world are you divorcing in California? I mean, that's of course, of course they're gonna take everything. Of course, he's gonna take everything. I mean, that's just,
I don't, there's no defending, but you're not wrong. But there's nothing, until I don't know when that's going to happen. He doesn't do a lot with Kimmel. Like he goes to Kimmel's thing in Vegas and does stand up, but he doesn't do a lot of shows with Kimmel. He's not on Kimmel. He doesn't have Kimmel on his show. I think he did once when somebody was leaving, but not often at all. So like professionally, they're kind of separate. But it's always a problem. And the last thing he did is really egregious. And the problem is for me, for all that stuff, people say egregious stuff. Nobody gets any blowback for it.
No.
He got a little blowback, but he didn't really lose his job. And Colbert is still on until May. Ridiculous that is. That's not good. And we were discussing before, although nobody's watching them, more people watch them still than a lot of stuff they should be watching.
Colbert is insufferable. Oh my God, I can't.
I am ashamed Colbert is from South Carolina. I'm ashamed that he's.
Well, Colbert used to be funny too.
Yeah.
When?
Well, when he was doing the Daily Show and stuff.
Even back then, I wanted to punch him.
Well, I hated what's his face more though.
I think Jimmy Stewart ruined an entire.
I hate
John Stewart. Not Jimmy Stewart. John Stewart. Do not compare Jimmy Stewart and John Stewart.
John Stewart is what dumb people think smart people are.
Yeah, that's right. John Stewart. You can lay it right at John Stewart. The discourse. He went on Crossfire and he said, "We can't." Crossfire was a weekly where they battled and they shook hands at the end. And he said, "We can't have this discourse." And you can go right back to then. There's a whole generation and a half of people that got their news from the Daily Show. And whenever Jon Stewart didn't like anything, he'd do this. I'd make a funny face like everybody's an idiot.
And then when he got called on it, he would say, I'm just a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would say that. Yeah, when he really... Yeah.
Like he was like Schrodinger's newscast. Like I'm a news guy, and then when I get called on my nonsense, I'm just a comedian.
I mean, I saw this one podcast where he was going through what the Biden administration required people to do to get the infrastructure for the electric cars, and why there was only a few of them built. And then he was like 16-step process or something like that. And they were going through it, and he was losing his crap when he heard all these steps that people were, or these hoops that people were being required to jump through. And then the very next week, he's attacking like something that the Trump administration was doing to cut through red tape. And it's like almost the exact same week he was attacking the Trump administration, cutting red tape. And then like a couple days earlier, he was like losing his crap over how crazy the red tape was that the Biden administration put up for these electric car
he got his
outlets.
orders. Yeah.
And so it's like either you are or you're not. And after a while, the disingenuity just bothers me so much. And that's like with Adam Carolla. I listened to Adam Carolla up to that moment. And then, even though, he kind of carried water for Jimmy, but when Jimmy does something that egregious and you just say he's being inaccurate, and everybody on the planet knew that he deliberately mischaracterized something, deliberately mischaracterized it.
I remember
it was obvious.
I remember I was in grade school. Me and my friends were really into David Letterman. And
me too. I was too.
We back when he was on, I forget if he started on Channel 4 and went to Channel 2. I forget.
He was on NBC. Yeah,
he was on NBC originally. Then he went to the other channel, and we just thought it was funny. Chris Elliott would come out, zany characters, stupid pet tricks.
Yeah, right.
And then I remember one day I was just watching it. I think I was in high school, and I'm like, I'm watching a commercial. This is 4 actors coming out and they're trying to just sell me. I'm like the commercials for Pizza Hut are commercials, but then Tom Hanks comes out and tries to get me to watch a movie. I'm like, I'm watching, and I just stopped, and I never watched late night talk shows ever again. If I get the urge to watch late night talk shows, me and my wife go upstairs. We watch reruns of The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
But they were selling their movies on Carson too. I mean,
right. But I would rather see Don Rickles and Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra and Orson Welles and those guys.
Well, it's like I was watching a Johnny Carson show, and there was a skit where a guy was doing the tomahawk toss at like a target, and then one of the tomahawks went too low and it like landed right on the crotch. But it landed handle up on the crotch, okay?
Right.
And obviously, and the shadow was there and everything. And then the guy goes to like grab it, and Johnny grabbed him and kind of like held him back, right? And then he waited till the crowd had stopped losing their crap, and he's like, I didn't know the guy was Jewish, right? It was just like he waited to that punchline, but Craig used to talk about that. He's like.
Yeah,
well, I'm just saying that's back when
Letterman followed the Johnny stuff for a long time and wasn't political to the end. Like at that whole time on NBC, and then he went to CBS, and they did the late night show that's still running. He wasn't political at all until the last couple of years, and then after, of course, he's gone insane.
Right.
Well, the other day, David Letterman did something that made me like him a little bit. The Professor of Rock is a channel I watch, and he's kind of like the guy. He's trying to be like a Casey Kasem for the modern generation, and I really like the guy. His name's Adam Reeder. He's not political at all, but he just wants to bring music to people, right? And David Letterman actually had him on his channel and did an interview with him, and that made me like him a little bit because these podcasters and the people on YouTube and people like that are the generation are who's being watched right now, and this mainstream trying to ignore them is like making the mainstream in it basically irrelevant, and to see David Letterman so as old as he is, he's be that in tuned to what's actually happening in culture, way beyond the people who replaced him or way before.
When I found out that David Letterman got like one of his interns pregnant and then married,
that's when it all.
I was just like, I got no, how are all of these women liberals liking these guys? It's all power imbalance, and then every one of these guys is like hiring girlfriends. It's like Marvel editors or something. I don't know, like
the Ontos thing, huh? Oh, okay.
Did you ever hear that story of that woman that was living in David Letterman's doghouse?
No, I did not hear that story.
There was literally a woman that would sneak into David Letterman's backyard and live in his doghouse.
Oh yeah, I remember that story. He wasn't.
And Dave would call the police, and the police would take her. And she was a crazy woman, She was.
He had a stalker.
Yeah, and to the point where he like, I don't know what her name was, Helen. I'm gonna call the police, so you might as well leave now. Like he was on a first name basis with her stalker. I don't know. I used to like. I can't even look at it. I'm like that kind of person. When I make a decision, like I don't like you anymore. It's all you do. You know, I like sitcoms. I hit a saturation point with sitcoms. And I never watch it. Like one day, I was just like, all right, I'm done with Seinfeld. I don't dislike it, but I'm never gonna watch it again. I'm done. Cheers, MASH.
I think you kind of had to, you kind of had to be in the whole Jewish humor to like Seinfeld.
You have to be a New Yorker.
I never really liked Seinfeld.
I love
Seinfeld. Man, I cracked up, but then one day I was just like, I think the last 2 seasons they were spinning their wheels. I think they should have canceled it too. They should have canceled it when what's his name, the Curb Your Enthusiasm guy left.
Well, Seinfeld was not canceled. They begged him to stay. He decided to end it.
Yeah, he knew it was on its last legs. Like Friends.
I love Seinfeld. Seinfeld helped me get through injuries while I watched it. It repeats. I don't watch them that much anymore because I watched them so many times. When I was stuck in rehab, I watched Seinfeld between like 11 and 12 every night.
You by now says I'm kind of done with movies and television now. That's true. Like whenever I have time to watch TV, I read comics instead. Like at work, people like, do you watch anything? I'm like, no. Like all of these shows. I do think that we're in a golden age of television right now with all of these channels. There's 99 million good shows that I can watch. You just
don't want to do it.
I just don't want to do it. Like I actually get like a little stressed out when people recommend a good show. I'm like, that sounds great. Like the only show I'm tempted to watch is Mike Barron recommended that Nautilus show because I love Captain Nemo and he says it was good. I'll take Mike Barron's recommendation. But like every guy's like, no, this is what you got to watch. I'm not watching Oz. I'm not watching about guys in jail. I don't want to know about that.
Well, I've seen Oz. That's old though.
I don't want to watch that. You know, I broke down and watched Breaking Bad. I actually enjoyed it, but I want a show where I could root for the good guy. You know, is there a good guy?
I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and I had that problem. Like people really like Sopranos, and I liked it, but I didn't go nuts about it because after a while, there's no protagonist, there's no hero.
Right.
I want to see somebody's halfway decent win something. And Tony, I'm supposed to root against him, against the FBI when literally he's the bad guy.
I know.
So I have a lot of trouble with the Breaking Bad, the current like anti-hero. I like to have a protagonist who's trying to figure something out and win something.
Hero. Breaking Bad, the very first episode, he had an out. His friends were going to hire him, give him all the health care he needed. And then people say it's an indictment of the American healthcare system. Dude, the guy had $100 million and they gave him 2 years to live. He had $100 million.
Yeah, I know. I saw
all the treatment that he could afford, and he still lived 2 years. You know, there was nothing he could do. He was gonna die. He just went nuts. It was pride. Mm-hmm. Tony says, topic for clobbering time: Santa Claus, Coca-Cola Santa, for Santa Claus, traditional Father Christmas square, and the winter facing crap.
We were thinking about that.
It's funny that you say that, Tony, because I'm working on a Santa Claus story, and I'm really worried that people are going to get not upset, but they're going to be like, you don't know Santa Claus. He's not dressed in red because Santa Claus.
I think there's been enough like ornaments and stuff for the old school Santa Claus.
Because the old school Santa Claus, green, he wore blue, he wore white, and for story reasons, my Santa Claus is going to wear blue, and
Yeah, I think people. I mean, I had ornaments and cards and stuff. They do that. That's the old Germanic Santa Claus. I don't think he'll be mad. I'm going to ask you. So I'm going to draw Santa Claus tomorrow so I can piss those guys off because it won't look like Rob Liefeld.
Come on.
And should I draw the Sunbloom Santa Claus, which is the Coca-Cola one?
Everybody wants Santa Claus.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do.
Red Santa Claus is Coca-Cola. And Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was created by Montgomery Ward.
That's right.
Yeah. And did you know that Peter Barry, who wrote Peter Pan, he wrote first that Santa had 10 reindeers. But the other story, with the 8 reindeers, that's the one that stuck. Mm-hmm. So somewhere there's 2 reindeers just lost in limbo.
Well, the story was Twas the Night Before
Christmas. Hey
guys,
I'm getting a call in here. I have to take.
Okay.
I'll see you later.
Merry Christmas.
Have a good one.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
I guess this is a good point.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Put the link out there for anybody who wants to come in.
The Twas the Night Before Christmas solidified what Sunbloom was going to create for Coca-Cola. That's really the beginning of the like American Santa Claus.
Okay, here's a little a little tension. What is your favorite Christmas special?
I'd probably have to say, I don't know. That's a good question. Rudolph is always a classic. I like Charlie Brown too.
You know what's funny is I would like to, I'm sure all my nieces and nephews seen it already, but I would love to sit with kids who've never seen the Charlie Brown Christmas special and watch it with them. Could they sit through it? It's really dull.
Well, for today, yeah, but
yeah. Garfield Christmas special, okay. In My Story, does Santa sue the Coca-Cola? No, it doesn't. It does go to the present time.
The Mr. Magoo.
The Mr. Magoo Christmas one.
The one where he's Scrooge. I watched that. I love that one. And they were talking about that in different chats, and I've been putting it in, and people are ignoring me. I don't know if anybody watched it, but that was always on WPIX every year sometime, wasn't it?
Yeah, I love it's
Mr.
funny.
Magoo, I loved it.
Last year, my wife and I we spent the weekend watching all Christmas specials that like we not forgot about but haven't seen, and we watched the Magoo special but uncut because they edit out like it starts with kids driving to the theater and it's Magoo as Scrooge in a play, so it was all I was like, I haven't seen this since I was a kid.
Oh, I know.
The Razzleberry. Yep.
My wife is watching some Hallmark Christmas specials, I'm sure.
Yeah, my wife's probably upstairs watching Hallmark. There's a California Raisins Christmas special. I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think you ever saw the. Oh, you never saw the Magoo?
Oh, I wonder if it's on YouTube. I'm going to check on my phone.
Emmett Otter's Jug Band Jubilee Christmas. Yeah, that bombed when it came out. The Emmett Otter's Jug Band.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
I love that one. The River Bottom Nightmare Band.
I like that one. Where was the one where? There's always the one with the Heat Miser. That's a good one. That's a good songs in that one. That's an excellent one. The Rankin and Bass stuff was pretty good. When you think of it's Frosty the Snowman.
It's funny because like as a kid I loved all that Rankin and Bass stuff, like even their Hobbit cartoon.
Now you see it's like
my favorite Rankin and Bass is the Mad Monster special.
Oh yeah.
The island and everything. I love that. But like as an adult, I'm just like, no offense, don't take this the wrong way, but like how come Jewish people get to make Christmas specials, but you don't?
Harvey Kirschman worked on the Mad Monster
Hanukkah specials, So that's one of the reasons why I want to make my Santa Claus story.
Harvey
I want to
Kirschman
make the unofficial official origin of Santa Claus.
Let's see. What if that YouTube?
My wife loves The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Obviously, that's one of everybody's favorite. But I will not watch any of the live action ones.
Oh no, I don't like the live action ones at all. That's ridiculous. That whole thing is ridiculous.
Here's another.
I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan.
I can't stand Jim Carrey. The only Jim Carrey movie that I like, two Jim Carrey movies. I like Man in the Moon because I'm a big Andy Kaufman fan, and The Cable Guy. I like The Cable Guy.
Yeah, there was one he was in. It was a drama. I forgot the name. That was really interesting.
The Unforgettable Mind or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
It's on YouTube. Buy or rent. I guess you can't. Well, no. Was that one free? Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol.
Yeah, Mr. Magoo is a good one.
Mr. Magoo's Christmas.
My wife loves the Frosty the Snowman. Happy birthday. I also March of the Wooden Soldiers on Christmas. I alternate between black and white. I gotta watch the black and white version. Yeah, I tell you, man, that little Mickey Mouse is terrifying. That is the scariest thing in the existence of the world.
It is really scary, right?
Yeah, and you know what it is? It's a monkey in a Mickey Mouse outfit.
No wonder it's scary.
They had a monkey. Oh my god, it's terrifying. But the Bogeymen were pretty scary.
I wonder if they still play that.
The California Raisins had 2 dinosaurs introduced various claymation Christmas songs and trying to figure out what a wazzling is. I don't think I've ever seen it. Hey, we got K.O. Joe. Greetings from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Do you think that all these movies, like if Batman Returns is a Christmas movie, or Die Hard, are you in that camp?
No, I don't
really care all that much. So
if you remove Christmas and the story still works, then it's not a Christmas story.
Just because Christmas is in it doesn't mean it's Christmas. I think that's the argument, right?
Right. People are like, yeah, he's going down the chimney. You know, it's funny. But I told you I saw Die Hard for the first time like a year and a half ago. They played it in the movie for the anniversary.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Everybody was busting my chops because I never saw it. So I told my wife, we're going to go to the movie theater. We're going to watch Die Hard. And she was like, that came out in the 80s. And we were cheering. Oh, it was excellent.
Sure did.
Yeah, it was
a movie.
To the point we sat in the chair. We watched it again a couple of weeks ago.
Bruce Willis is good in that.
Yeah. John, is my version of the Santa's Origin to the Seabird. I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is, and I'm afraid to read it because if it's too similar, then I'm going to be upset. And I already started working on it. I don't want to throw that money away. If it doesn't have a Christmas score, it ain't a Christmas movie. If it doesn't have gift giving, you know, I saw it. You saw Die Hard for the first time this year, or the California Raisins. Merry Christmas, World.
I was on a stream, and somebody said they never saw Jaws.
Yeah, who said that?
Don.
He never saw Jaws.
Never saw Jaws. And then Omer said that Jaws wasn't that good. It was okay. I'm like, oh my God.
All right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't believe
it. Somebody said Jaws wasn't a good movie. Ask him, okay, what's a good movie?
I know. Well, Jaws is one of these movies. If it was on right now over here, I'd have it on. I always watch the end of Jaws, the last half of Jaws. Every time it's on. I always watch Jaws.
For me, it's Goodfellas. If Goodfellas is on,
Goodfellas is a good one too. I like Goodfellas.
I'm just like, can't do anything.
Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of my favorites.
Right.
I was in, like, I'm the only mod for Graham Nolan. So Graham Nolan's they're talking about Raiders. Well, when Raiders first came out, I really didn't like it that much, and I said, I'm refunding. How could you not like Raiders? What are you, insane?
Oh man, I love that movie.
I mean, he likes Raiders now, but when he liked it, but he didn't love it, like. These guys are so grumpy about movies. It's kind of unbelievable. I'll never forget. I have a Raiders story, if you don't mind. I know it's not.
Good.
We saw it in a drive-in movie theater in Wellfleet, Cape Cod when it came out. And so at the end of the movie where spoiler alert, they opened the ark, a lightning storm started.
Oh, yeah, you told me, yeah.
I think I mentioned it before. I'll never forget that. All right.
That must have been awesome, yeah.
Never forget that.
I didn't know this movie was in Sense-Around. How's Sense-Around? I saw Jaws back in 2011, back when I had cable. Really, I forget people are younger than me. Raiders top 5. Yep.
There's only like 3 Raiders movies.
I love this movie, and I know it's not a great movie, but I love 1941.
Oh, I remember that movie. I had the comic book. I had the graphic novel.
That graphic novel is insane.
That's some nasty. I don't know how I got it. But I had it for a long. I don't know where it is now, but I had that graphic novel, Beset and Reach. It was crazy. They were doing some drugs on that book. Jeez Louise.
I love the movie 1941. It's not good.
I don't think it was that. I think it was better than it wasn't that bad.
It's a good bad movie. You know, it's Spielberg left the country and didn't go to the premiere.
Like, well, when I was a kid, like, you could watch. That was the thing. Was John Belushi was it? You know, John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd. You'd want to watch any movie they're in. They were so funny. Animal House, all those movies.
Yeah. Oh man, Animal House. I had that movie memorized at one point. You know,
Blues Brothers.
The Blues. You know, I catch hell since I don't like the Blues Brothers.
Oh, I love the Blues Brothers. Love it. It's slow.
I must have seen it a million times, and then one day I'm just like, I don't like this anymore. I've seen it
a billion times. It's a long movie. You forget how long it is. It's really long.
Here's something I noticed: all Saturday Night Live movies. Blues Brothers, like, you know, anything that came from Saturday Night Live, it's always the same thing. First half of the movie's character development, the second half of the movie is the contest. It's their formula.
Yeah.
You know, and Blue Brothers, and then the last half of the movie is the chase. You know, that's the contest.
Well, that was the biggest chase ever at that point.
Blues Brothers is great music.
All those cars.
The music is
good. It didn't help that my mother owned that Pinto.
Oh, really?
The Nazis were in.
It's funny because I stopped with, you know, I zoomed in on my YouTube stuff, all the extraneous comic book channel stuff that's useless. I stopped watching. So my YouTube algorithm must have been like, what are we going to get this guy? What are we going to get this guy? So they recommended Blues Brothers videos from Saturday Night Live. So it's the actual Blues Brothers perform. Man, I enjoyed it watching those
bands. Backing band.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his face? One of the guys just died. Steve Cropper just died.
Steve the
Their backing band was the classic Memphis backing band that backed Elvis and
And the
Duck Dunn and Steve Cropper and Matt Guitar Murphy.
yeah,
I mean, these were really great band. Paul Schaefer. These were great musicians.
Belushi
So
was
whether you thought their singing was good or not, that's the whole issue. And they brought the blues back. People weren't listening to that music.
Yeah, they
I
did.
love that music. I still listen to the blues.
Yep. When I went to college, I worked at a pizzeria, and the guys who owned the pizzeria were New Yorkers. And the guy was like, "Yeah, you're hired." And then like a couple of days later, he goes, "You know why I hired you?" I was like, "Why?" He goes, "Because you look like John Belushi." And that was my nickname. So I actually got a T-shirt. There's a picture. I wish I could find it, but it's me in college wearing the shirt that said college, like Belushi.
Oh, like at the Animal House, yeah.
But that was like those guys who didn't know my real name. They was like, "Hey, Belushi's here."
That's cool.
I also don't like the Blues Brothers. It's like I got tired of it. I don't know.
I was watching it one time with my brother-in-law. Let's watch the Blues Brothers. The kids never saw it, and they were like, "It's boring," because the beginning of it is slow, and they come to the jail and everything. And then when it got going about the second half, they were like, "This is a funny." They're rolling, laughing. It's just you could argue that it's too long, but I'll go in anyway and say this is the greatest movie ever made. As kind of a half joking.
I sat with my nieces and nephews, and they didn't. They never saw The History of the World, the first one.
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
We went to my sister's house. It was the last Easter before she passed away, and we all just laid on the floor after this. My sister, everybody, all the women in my family like to cook, so we would just lay it on the floor like sea otters, just like laying on the manatees, and we put on History of the World. And my nieces and nephews never saw it. They were horrified. They were all politically.
Oh my God, it is such a funny movie.
When he says, "What's next, faggot?" they're like, "Oh my God!"
That was a bomb when it came out. It wasn't one. They didn't call it one of Mel Brooks's best movies.
And HBO,
that was a big cable one for us.
Yeah.
And my God! Hey, Torquemada, what do you say? Like the Spanish in Inquisition. What a show! I mean, it blew everything up. It was so funny.
It's like my favorite joke in that movie. It still makes me laugh. Is when Cloris Leachman it's the French Revolution and she's knitting. I don't even have yarn to knit with, and they're all bitching and complaining. She goes, "Let's end this meeting on a high note." And then she goes, "Oh!" and they all just sing.
Young Frankenstein was a big movie for me too.
I was telling everybody my favorite joke is coming. My favorite joke is coming. So everybody was getting quiet. And then that joke, they just laughed because I made it like ridiculous. But anyway, Tony, how you doing?
Actually, my favorite part of that movie is the Oedipus joke. Remember?
Which one?
Yeah, Gregory Hines is there. He goes, "Yo, Oedipus, how you doing, mother?" Yeah, that was my favorite. And the one, no, yes, that one I liked.
One of the most underrated hotties in Hollywood. Oh my God, she was great in Young Frankenstein.
What was that?
Madeline Kahn is one of the
Madeline Kahn. It's Twoo.
My nephew got me an early Christmas gift.
Oh, beautiful.
Ah.
That is awesome.
My favorite Batmobile.
The only Batmobile.
I did like American Werewolf in London. I liked it a lot, actually. I liked it. Yeah, John Landis.
I love that movie.
When he killed Vic Morrow in the Twilight.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I'm going to get some more coffee. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. Madeline Kahn in Blazing Saddles with the garter belt. Oh my God!
Oh yeah, Madeline Kahn is in Young Frankenstein. Oh yeah.
And Terry Garr is underratedly beautiful in that movie too.
Oh man!
But
what'd you think?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying, what'd you think of his last film, Robin Hood Men in Tights?
It was okay. It was a pale shadow of some of his better movies. It was worth the giggle. My favorite Mel Brooks movie, without a doubt, is High Anxiety. I could watch High Anxiety over and over again. There's just every joke in that movie fires. But my favorite joke, me and my friends, like we would prank call each other. Can I kill him? I don't want to kill him, but I'd love to kill him. Please let me kill him. I'd be so happy if you let me. And then we would hang up on each other. It was just like a stupid joke that we did for years. I love that movie. And my favorite joke in that movie is still, what a dramatic airport.
I haven't seen that in so long, but yeah, it was a good one. I like The Producers.
Producers is my second favorite.
Yeah.
But I like when it came back on Broadway, and then they made a play with another
Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick.
I don't. But it was Zero Moselle. That I don't know if I get in trouble telling my favorite joke. And he's hitting up all the old ladies for money.
Mhm.
And there's this cute little adorable. You just want to pinch your old lady, and Zero Moselle is trying to get Gene Wilder
that's
out,
it.
and he's talking to. He goes, "We're gonna reenact the rape of Lucretia," and, and the old lady goes, "I'm Lucretia." And Zero Moselle goes, "And I'm Rape." It's just such a joke that cannot be made today.
There's
And the
no
funny thing is this little cute little lady, you know. Oh,
there's no Mel
then they
Brooks
do that
movie
whole
you can make today.
again with Tom DeLuise.
Mhm.
Hands on your hip, give him a push. You'll be surprised you're doing the French mystique. Voila!
You can never ever
No.
make any Mel Brooks movie today.
It's funny because people are saying you can't make Mel Brooks Blazing Saddles today. I'm like, yes, you can. And then I watched it again. I'm like, oh, I forgot about this joke. Oh, I forgot about that joke.
You can't. They use the N word all over that joke, all over that thing.
I like Spaceballs. I saw Spaceballs in the movie theater.
I like Spaceballs. I saw it in the movie theater.
And
as a matter of
I
fact.
don't know. It just struck me so funny. The beginning, how big the spaceship was.
Mhm.
It just struck me. I was like cracking up, you know, like my ribs hurt before even, you know, the movie was only on for like 5 minutes. And
You
I was
ever watch this silent movie?
Yeah, I watched it once. It was okay.
One of the best jokes is like they have the picture of Bernadette Peters, and it's like she's in some sexy outfit, and the whole thing. What do you boys think of this? You know, they have a thing. What do you boys think of this? And the whole table just rises up like 6 inches.
She's another one that I always thought was sexy.
Well, she was a really big Broadway actress more than a movie actress.
She was a dancer, and then she had this like long-term romance with Steve Martin.
She really was hot. I liked her when at that time.
In The Jerk. Oh my God, she was great in The Jerk. That Jerk is another one of my favorite movies.
The Jerk is great. Those cans, they're mad at those cans.
They're mad at those cans. He hates these cans.
So like the man with-
Dear Mom and Dad, I'm getting a new job next week. A blowjob.
I do not want to see any of the sequels to Spaceballs or anything like that. Like
You can't make The Jerk either because he goes, I grew up a poor black boy and he's a white guy. You can't make that movie.
the best joke in that movie, ironically enough, is with Rob Reiner, but he's hitchhiking. He's hitchhiking,
Oh, yeah.
and he doesn't walk. He just stands there. So if nobody, so like, how's Nathan doing? And they look out the window. He's still in front of the house. Nobody picked him up, but Rob Reiner picks him up, and he goes, St. Louis, and he goes, no, Nathan Johnson. I don't like.
Yeah, what happened to Rob Reiner's a shame.
I don't even want to talk about it. But geez,
Yeah,
what a
that's
surprise
bad.
when they show that guy's face.
I like The Man with Two Brains.
Yeah,
That's a
funny.
movie that I thought nobody else in the world ever watched.
I saw
I
that
love
movie.
that movie. I haven't seen it in years, but yeah.
My brother and I were big Steve Martin.
My
guys.
favorite joke in that movie is when he goes into the mud, scum queen, and he throws Kathleen Turner into the mud, and then the telepathic brain goes, she can't see. So she goes, who did you call a scum queen? He goes, just some scum queen.
Merv Griffin is the elevator killer?
Oh my God. I almost wet my pants when I saw that for the first
What about the man who wore plaid? He couldn't you couldn't have the maid.
No, cleaning woman?
Okay, the cleaning woman.
And Merv Griffin. And then he goes, you're the elevator killer, Merv. And the timing was just perfect. And then Merv Griffin's there with the needle. He goes, I've always loved to kill. And he just like, matter of fact, oh my God.
That's a problem. Like, they can't make comedies anymore. They can't even make romantic comedies because nobody can laugh at each other. Nobody.
Right.
And so all the comedies are this Buffy the Vampire Slayer comedy, which is fine, where people are rolling their eyes and being sarcastic and ironic instead of actually funny. And the first time you see it, that's fine. That's funny. Ha ha ha. But like the 100th time Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. makes some quip, you're like rolling your eyes. Okay, that's enough of that, Some of the lines are good, but they can't really be funny.
I like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but it worked.
I never really well. I watched a couple of them. I don't watch that much of them.
Has anybody seen Neighbors?
Oh, Neighbors.
I remember Neighbors, sure.
Nobody remembers Neighbors. I thought I was the only one with John Belushi. Yeah.
John Belushi
as the straight man, and Dan Aykroyd as the creepiest person with
Uncle Vic. Why don't you come over here and sit on Uncle Vic's lap?
face it, your daughter's been probed.
Yeah.
It was the most uncomfortable movie. I remember as a kid sitting through that movie, like, I don't feel good. This is it took me about 10 years before I watched it again. It really, really made me uncomfortable. That is a bizarre movie. Oh yeah, The Neighbors. And speaking of John Belushi in a serious role, did you ever see Continental Divide?
I did.
That's a good
He was
movie.
a good actor.
That's good.
He was a very good actor.
The columnist for the Chicago paper.
Oh, here's a good question. Oscar wants to know, what was the last great comedy that you saw?
I don't go see any movies, so what do I know? Superman?
The last great comedy, right away, the first thing that thinks of is I dragged my wife to go see Tropic Thunder. And she was like, okay, because we kind of think she picks a movie, I pick a movie, and we don't complain about each other's movies. So she's sitting in the movie, and she's like, not impressed. Man, me and her were kicking the chair in front of us. Like when they're picking up the director's head, and he's like, look, and he's tasting the blood because he thinks it's a prop. And he's like, salty. She turns to me, she goes, I'm buying this on DVD. And we were laughing. That was the last movie that I saw. Before that, Strange Wilderness. That's a great one. Grandma's Boy. Oh my, I can watch that over and over and over again. I like stoner humor. I like stoner rock. I like stoner humor. I'm not a stoner. But I can't think of any movie that is comedy that is like worth watching over and over again since Tropic Thunder. That was like the last funny movie. And you think they're cheap to make. Horror and comedy are cheap to make. But I think they're different.
Yeah, but they can't make comedy anymore. Not much.
Horror is easy because all you need is blood and boobs, and a cheap set. Comedy is tough because it's timing, and there's nothing worse than a comedy that's not funny. But like, what is the last? I really Tropic Thunder. What was that? 2014, 2015,
something like that.
Wolverine vs. Deadpool had me laughing. Yeah, a couple of laughs. I didn't like the movie, but I got to admit, a couple of things made me laugh.
I am just not a Deadpool guy.
I don't like him either.
I can't help for saying this, but I didn't like Happy Gilmore 1, so I never watched Happy Gilmore 2. To me, Adam Sandler is hit or miss.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
There's a couple of Adam Sandler movies that I really like, and there's Adam Sandler movies that I don't like.
The only one he did that I liked wasn't even a comedy. It was called Punch Drunk Love.
I didn't see that yet. I want to see that.
It was a very good movie.
Yeah,
really good.
But
there's a couple of things that he's in. He's like a really everyman. He's okay. His comedies are really hit or miss. Like he can act a little bit though, Yeah.
That was Punch Drunk Love. He really, that one, and he did another movie where he was definitely trying for an Oscar and he got snubbed. Yeah. Happy Gilmore. I remember watching that. Maybe it's because of the scenario, but I was watching that back when I lived in Albuquerque. And Uncut Gems, that's the one that was definitely, and it was just like before the movie was over, everybody was like, get out. The couple who owned the house are going to go fool around. So it was like, I want to see how it ends. So I was like, forget it. I'm never going to watch the movie. He has a new movie with George Clooney. I thought George Clooney retired. He's like a billionaire now from that
pain in the ass.
What
He's a real elitist, George Clooney.
Yeah.
I put him up there with the Michelle Obama as annoying.
George Clooney, we all got to take it all immigrants. We got to take it immigrants. He moves to France.
With his wife.
And then moves from France because all the immigrants ruined the neighborhood.
Yeah, my cousin lives in France. I worry about her, as a matter of fact.
Did you see some of the pictures they released today from the Epstein files? George Clooney was there.
I'm reading it because it's things like that bother me, and
Well, Clooney was in a photo with George Clinton.
Clinton.
Yeah, Clinton. The two of them were there with Epstein there. I was like, oh, that's not going to look good for you, sir.
I'll put it off to after Christmas.
Tony, I knew
it really bothers me.
I knew Epstein's first cellmate at Rikers.
Oh yeah,
yep, I work with him. I know his dad real well, Nicky Tartaglione Jr.
Did he ever say anything about him?
No, this was I worked with him in the 80s when I was in college.
Oh, okay.
His father was a client of my dad's. His poor father. Jesus, that guy did was work hard to have a carpet company, to have his son.
Oh no, Mick
His son was a triple murderer. He's like a really bad cop, like as bad a cop as you could be.
Now first I'll say this. I didn't see I don't know the context, but I will say that Epstein did make a point to seek out powerful and famous people. So just because there's a photo with him doesn't mean anything.
No, he was a man about town in New York. Besides,
right. And then a lot of people, he would have a party. He would show up. He would photobomb. So I'm going to give people the benefit of the doubt until I know more. But I just give me after Christmas. After Christmas, I'll check.
But what was funny though, John, is he had 180 files, and they were all blacked out. Everything was redacted. Everything.
Yeah, because pedophilia is a national security issue, I guess. Right? Epstein even funneled. Yeah, I got theories that if I voice them on YouTube, I'll get my channel.
What was funny is Absolute Batman. That's what they made the Joker now. He owns an island. He does bad things on the island. He turns into a giant.
They make anything that has something to do with that.
Well, you know how I feel. Just make up new characters. You know what I mean?
It's intriguing if it would have been its own thing, but they're just playing very poorly with Bob Kane, Bill Finger, and Jerry Robinson's toys.
Right. If Marvel had any balls, they would bring back the Hellfire Club as Epstein.
No.
Chris Claremont, he likes all that stuff.
Didn't they do something with that recently where they the Hellfire Club was like a gay thing, where a gay ball where they would have gay stuff going on?
I haven't read X-Men since 2015.
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't read X-Men since
they kind of killed the Hellfire Club there.
Christmas specials: The Grinch, Frosty, Charlie Brown Christmas, and Rudolph. So that's my wife's Christmas special list. The Hellfire Gala. Yeah, that irked me to no end to see Captain America wearing a suit to go hang out with the Hellfire Club, who are the sex traffickers of the Marvel Universe. There you go.
So you don't consider Batman Returns a Christmas movie?
What movie?
Batman Returns.
If you take Christmas out of the movie, does anything change? If you
kind of, because that sets the situation in motion with the Penguin and the Ice Queen and all that. That's kind of an integral part of the film.
I'll admit this: I watched it once in the movies, and I watched the first one once, and I've never watched them again because I hated them so much. So maybe you're right. My memory is bad. And that was the last Batman Tim Burton movie I saw. I never saw the Clooney one. I never saw the what's his name?
Well, that was the last one he made. The next were Schumacher's. But
I didn't see any of the Schumacher ones. That's how I am.
Schumacher's really ruined it, though. He can't get back up. And
I never saw Val Kilmer as Batman, and
he had stars that should have been good, and he just destroyed the whole thing.
Val Kilmer was boring.
Batman and Robin with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Batman and Robin. When we were in Montauk, it was silly. It was really silly. But they had good actors. The Batman and the Robin should have been great. George Clooney and Chris, what's his face, who was NCIS, they should have been Batman and Robin for years. They were good. They should have been good, and they have the whole movie up. And nothing to do with all Tommy Lee Jones. I mean, it should have been a good movie.
I will still go on record and say that there hasn't been a Batman movie yet.
Right. Yeah, it just the director and producer just effed that up. They were too gay.
There's no movie where a guy dressed up in a Batman costume that's not armor uses stealth. Which one?
The 1966 Batman movie.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Everyone forgets about that one. There you go. Yeah.
Daisy just can't get rid of a bomb. Lee Merriweather running around in that.
It saved Batman. Batman was going to be canceled. Batman and Detective were going to be canceled. Batman was going to be canceled a couple of times. Now he's a juggernaut, but even Detective, particularly if you were reading the 70s Hulks, right, John? And he was like, these are nothing. Try reading the 70s Batmans. Particularly Detective comes David V. Reed, Ernie Chan, John Callan, it's just boring comics.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't read DC until Crisis on Infinite Earths.
It's a lot of it's some of it. The covers are good, they have all great covers on them. But some of these books, oof, I remember them, and I went through some of these because that's what I do for my Pinterest. And these books are bad. And then Batman '89 saved Batman, and DC Comics and Star Wars comics saved Marvel. You told me that. I was like, well, and then Jim Shooter said it.
when he was
You
on,
should have told me that.
he said that. He goes, "Yeah, Star Wars saved Marvel." I was like, "Oh wow."
Star Wars saved Marvel, and they didn't even want to do it. Conan and then Star Wars, and they didn't want to do the licensing. And Roy Thomas had to talk him into all this stuff.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
John,
G.I. Joe on top of it, for the longest time, Star Wars and G.I. Joe were the top-selling comics. And you go to cons, and they're all buying the superhero comics and going to the comic stores. The comic stores were just opening, and they'd be like, "How is that possible? We don't buy any of that." But the regular people, the normies, bought them on the newsstand. Star Wars, and G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I mean, I said this a few times that like I love comic book stores. I love going to them. I love, I would call it the A to Z. I'd go to the back issues and spend hours just looking, and I would get like a stack like this of back issues. And then Chuck Dixon said, "Oh yeah, get rid of the newsstand was the worst thing." And I was like, "What are you nuts?" But I didn't.
Well, they had to get rid of that. They had no choice.
But I think about it. It really is like that. The normies bought all those comics. You didn't just wake up and say, "You know what? I'm going to get into this hobby that I don't know." Like,
no, he's not wrong. But they had no choice.
Warhammer that you paint miniatures and it's all these things. You know what I mean?
I used to get my comics at the 7-Eleven down the street.
Right.
But they had no choice because they didn't want the 7-Elevens and the stationery stores and all the corners, drugstores that people wanted to squeeze the comics out because they weren't as much as Premier Magazine or Life Magazine because they were only a quarter or $1.25 they got squeezed out. It wasn't all by choice. They went to the other by direct because they had to.
It was a death blow to the hobby, one that's going to bite it in the ass all these years later. They were ubiquitous, and now you have to go out and search for them.
There's no shelf space for them. There's nothing they could do. I think.
Well, now they don't even have magazines.
No, right. That's right, man. The magazine you do get $10.
But when you go to Japan,
right? But I don't know how they will avoid it. I mean, they could have hung around a little more.
Like, is People magazine still around? And how much does that cost?
They're still around. I don't know how much it is. They still have magazines like Good Housekeeping. They're really thin and small. Like instead of the big magazine, like classic size, they're like a little thinner. And they're not a lot of content.
No, you go to Japan, right? Manga's everywhere. Everywhere. It is everywhere, like comics used to be here. That's the reason why they're going to survive. The American comic book market, for the most part, they're just going to be. I see that they're going to close, and the characters aren't going to go away. They're just going to be relegated to IPs. Batman's going to be a lunchbox, an action figure, a video game, a movie, a TV show, a sticker, but he's not really going to be a comic anymore.
It's a shame.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how else it's going to go any different.
Mm.
They put out the manga because they don't pay though, but they don't tell you about the manga. It's the guy creates the manga, and then he has a bunch of mangata working for him. They're paid like nothing, and they all go crazy. And they're working 7 days a week to put these comics out.
What Will Eisner used to do back in the 40s. Remember with the Eisner Iger Studios? They
had studios. They all had studios. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you have to pay these people, and they're paying them less and less, the comic people as it is, but it's a completely different structure.
What does this say? I think it's by Condé Nast, the last big magazine. Yeah, that's Condé Nast, and they also own The Shadow and
Doc Savage, and they're doing them now, but God, they got that author to do them now. Ugh. What was his name? The guy that's everywhere? The guy that writes all the books?
James Patterson.
James Patterson, thank you. He's writing The Shadow and Doc.
He doesn't write all his books.
Yeah.
He used to. I think he started out writing in it, but he doesn't write them all now. That's for sure.
Or what's Ghost Riders?
And he did the worst thing.
He credit some of his books, not the early ones.
He brought the Shadow and Doc Savage to modernity. He should have always left them in the 30s where they belong.
That's one of my pet peeves. Is
Shadow does not do well here.
Like those public domain characters, they all do the same thing. They were trapped in another dimension for 40 years. Even
they like to do that Captain America thing, right?
It's like just leave them in the past. Leave them in the past. The Shadow works better with that big old car, and Margot Lane and the pinup rockabilly haircut and everything, or not rockabilly, but like almost like flapper. It works better. Like Sandman and DC. The best Sam to me was the Sandman Mystery Theater when it was set in the 30s before the Justice Society.
Exactly. And the same thing goes for Indiana Jones. Leave him in the 30s. Don't bring him any past World War II. Leave him alone.
I kind of liked in the Indiana Jones, in the 40s they did Nazis, and then the 30s they did Indian mysticism. So in the 50s I knew it was going to be flying saucer. I like that they do the tropes of the times, but they just botched it. Like I wouldn't have minded seeing a 60s Indiana Jones like with
the new one,
but it stunk.
Yeah.
The last one I saw was the Shia LaBeouf one. I didn't even bother seeing the newest one. Like I said, I draw a line in the sand and I don't cross it with things. It's like enough's enough.
Hey, John, you mentioned Roy Thomas. This is old news, but did you ever do you have any thoughts on him trying to take credit for Wolverine?
Yeah, it's kind of cheesy that he waits till after Len Wein dies and then all of a sudden he wants credit.
I don't think that's all Roy though. I think that Roy's got a lawyer. This guy used to be on the Pop XP, and that guy does not have John. I forgot his last name. He doesn't have the best reputation. He's kind of a little underhanded. Editors are always involved in the creation of these characters, but they're not often credited with the creation. But Roy did say that he's not. He wanted the credit, but he's not taking the money. Like they weren't. He didn't want the money for that, but I don't know if that's true. I heard that. I'm not trying to defend him, but I don't. Whenever I've seen him online, it never struck me as somebody who was
what's weird
really
is
cunning and backbiting.
I messaged Roy Thomas a few times about coming on my channel, like Facebook. That's my secret. Facebook is where all the old timers are. The old timers are not on Twitter, guys. So if you want to do a channel
I know.
And get the creators, go to Facebook. I kept it quiet for the longest time, but that's why I got all
I would have guessed that
from Facebook. So I messaged Roy Thomas a few times. He never responded, but then he sends me a message on my birthday. Happy birthday, John.
I wonder if it's his handler. Like, maybe who? Let me find out. This guy's name, because whenever they appeared on the Pop XP, this guy was on. Like, they had a pretty good show talking about comics for a while, but I heard that he's not like he's kind of backbiting. He's kind of skeevy,
John Landis is not a great human being. I don't know anything about him personally, and it's probably for the best.
I can't say lawyers are skeevy because my dad was a lawyer, so there goes that.
Wasn't it John Byrne that made Wolverine popular with the Wolverine? John Byrne made Wolverine popular, and to me, Wolverine was like a second tier character. The issue that broke Wolverine out was this issue. Wolverine fights alone when he just gutted all the Hellfire. That issue.
That was it, yeah.
That was the rocket ship that launched him into the stratosphere. That he was really not that big of a character, and then that was it. That was it.
Cockrum didn't like Wolverine that much. He liked Nightcrawler.
He liked
Hey, John, have you seen the Supergirl trailer?
Nah, I'm not interested in the movie, so
Lobo looks actually pretty good, but the whole thing looks stupid to me, really.
A Lobo movie. I know they're setting up a Lobo movie, but he looks like Lobo without makeup.
Well, he looks like Lobo, but he's missing the Iron Cross. I knew they weren't going to include him, obviously. Even though that predates World War II.
I'm not passing judgment until I see more. I'm tired of saying this movie's bad or good because of one trailer or one teaser trailer, and then everybody mind reading and trying to figure out how it's going to be. It is what it is. I don't think she's cute enough to be Supergirl.
I think she's cute. I actually think she's a perfectly cast Supergirl. I
don't. She doesn't look good enough. She looks like an ape.
She looks like
she just is not that great looking.
But I know I catch hell for saying this, and RRT and Z is going to bust my
John Cimino.
But I like the Superman movie because, I
liked it.
Go watch it with kids. All the kids liked it, and we got to remember, Superman is a children's character, But don't yell at me if you didn't like the movie. That's fine. I'm not one of these people. But
I liked it.
I kind of liked it. I liked that Superman kind of got beat up a little bit. Otherwise, there's no tension.
I like the movie. I can see why people say, well,
Yes, I could.
how come they able to do this and they really shouldn't be able to do that? But I thought the cast had a lot of the cast all acted. They were all good actors, and they all had a lot of chemistry, and that went far to make the movie fun. I thought I'd hate Lois. Of course, I went to the bathroom when she yelled at Superman, so I knew that was happening. So I would have a negative view of her. Like that argument was ridiculous, but I liked it. He came kind of underpowered to me. I liked that he was a good guy.
Yeah, I like that he was.
Like if Guy Gardner was a snarky guy, and that made sense. You know, Superman wasn't making snarky.
All girl, they could have just cut her out of the movie.
Yeah, and her killing that guy was a waste.
Mr. Terrific was like right out of the comic. I thought he was awesome.
He was good. It was good.
You like this in the comic? I'm like, yeah, this is like a literal translation of the comic.
Does it all make sense? No. Is it perfect? No. But it's not dour.
And I'm still holding out hope that that translation of the message is because of Darkseid technology and Lex Luthor is messing with them. I'm holding out hope. I don't want the Kryptonians to be bad guys. Yes, Tony and the real star Marcus. I'm off to the UK to visit family. Oh, good. First cold Christmas in 15 years. Before you go, Art, how weird is it to have hot weather during Christmas?
It's interesting. When I was a kid, I lived in Panama.
So I didn't.
My first five Christmases there.
Oh, Merry Christmas! You didn't have to. I feel guilty when people super chat me. I'm like the anti-YouTuber.
No, just take the super chat. Don't worry. They're trying to give you. They like you. They're trying to give you a tip. It's a positive.
Hey kids, I love it when Dad stands up and screams at Mom because he asked him a question. How's that then supposed to behave? If you join, what are you talking about when Dad stands up and screams at Mom because he asked him a question? What are you talking about? Because Lois was interviewing Superman as a reporter, not as Lois Lane and Clark having
right. No, I understood that.
So you know what I mean? She was doing what she's supposed to be doing, and not antagonizing, but asking the hard questions. A reporter that just softballs things is not doing their job. I didn't have a problem with her. Plus, that woman was real easy to look at, so I had no problems with her.
Oh yeah, she's good. Yeah,
she might be my favorite Lois Lane. You know, and I know it's blasphemy to say anything bad about the Donner film, but I like the Donner film. It was necessary to elevate superhero movies. I think we wouldn't have superhero movies if not for that. But it just bothers me that Superman can travel in time when it's something he wants to do. It lessens Superman.
Your problem is I had the same problem there, but the other problem I had with it was Gene Hackman. I need Luthor to be mean.
Right.
I don't want a dorky Luthor that's obsessed about land and
right. Yeah.
I just. He was that movie where you saw him. Remember, like where he's got the kryptonite and he's like mind over muscle. That you got to see glimpses, but the majority of it, he was just a funky Flash man from Mr. Miracle.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. But Miss Taskmaster she activated my raging hormones. You know.
Yeah, I like Miss
Taskmaster. That was a woman.
I like how they did Jimmy Olsen. Kind of was not a stupid fool.
That's my least favorite thing. In this
Taskmaster, and in this one,
I don't know. This Jimmy Olsen in this new movie is a detestable person.
I kind of like the other guy, the Snyder guy, Cavill as Superman. I like the look; he's like Superman. But those movies are so dark. It's always raining. You can't see anything.
The first 25 minutes of that film I liked. Then he let Pa Kent die, and that's when I was like,
No, I don't like that at all. That's not good.
Terry Hatcher, yes, she's a beautiful woman, but she's Hollywood beautiful. Whereas this woman, Rachel Brosnahan or whatever, when she was in the regular work clothes, I could see her as a person who works in an office. Yes, I've seen other things where she's a Hollywood beautiful woman, but Terry Hatcher always looked like she stepped off the runway model. You know.
Hey John, if you
I can see that, but I don't remember. So I remember watching Smallville, but I'm not small. I never watched Smallville.
I did.
I remember watching Lois and Clark, but I don't remember a lot of the episodes. You know.
They did portray Superman as a little too immature. I do agree with that.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with that. Yeah, he definitely is not the father of all the superheroes in this.
Like, if they wanted to make him Superboy, that's one thing. But to me, Superman is like eternally 35 years to 40
that
years.
Was like the stippling one.
So I do agree with that.
That's Superboy, not Superman. And he was upset by that, which I don't blame him.
Hey, John, If you like Rachel Brosnahan, you want to see her topless, go watch The Marvelous Miss Maple.
My brother watched that. He loves that show.
Marvelous is. I don't even know what that movie is.
It's
No,
it's
it's
not
TV
it's a
series.
show on Netflix, and she's a Jewish comedian in like what was it, the 50s, 20?
It's the Green River story.
Oh, you know what's funny?
Yeah,
This
she's
has
not-
nothing to do with anything we're talking about, but you activated another memory. Me and my friends, back in high school, we used to go to record stores and buy old records, and it's funny because now my wife bought a turntable and we go and buy old records again. But we would buy records that we were like hoping they were bad. You know what I mean? And my friend bought this Belle Bertha, and she was a Borscht Belt Jewish comedian. And oh my God, we would just get drunk and listen to this album over and over again. And she was like, I'm sure I'm exaggerating because who knows where this record is now. But she would tell a joke, like a big setup, and then the punchline was in Yiddish. And we never knew what the punchlines were, but oh my God. So she's like, so we're walking into the store, and I go to Murray, are you going to pay or am I going to pay? And he says to me, and we were like, like laughing, our chests were hurting so much. So I always thought that would like just be funny to have like a character who just tells a story, and then the last line is in Yiddish, and nobody knows what she's talking about, but like they love her anyway. Yeah. Go watch the CW. I'm not watching anything on CW. I hate all the CW shows. Smallville ruined the CW for me.
No, I didn't watch Smallville at all.
I did. I had a little sister. I was trying to get her into comic books. I was trying to get her into it. She didn't like comics, but she liked Tom Welling. And she made me sit down and watch it. And I got to tell you, the first couple of seasons I did like. I mean, Michael Rosenbaum played a damn good Lex Luthor. I have to give credit where credit is due. But then it sort of turned into Dawson's Creek there with all the romance.
RRTNZ's talking about the last show.
Oh, that show. Okay, I take it back. That show I want to watch.
That Superman, no, he's not wrong.
Yes, I stand corrected.
That Superman debuted on Supergirl. The Supergirl was a woke mess by then, but he was a really good Superman.
Yes, okay, I forgot about
looked
that
like
show.
Superman. He acted like Superman. He was good. I watched a couple
All right,
episodes of that.
Okay, all right. I stand corrected. I thought you were talking about Smallville. I've never
It wasn't
watched
Smallville. He was. I forgot his name, but he was. If they cast him as the Superman movie, he'd have been better than this guy. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There's no walleye.
Superman Lives. Yeah, that was a good show.
I didn't like the Lois and Superman or Lois and Clark with Terry Hatcher because it was just like they played up the human side. Like
I don't remember it that much.
One episode that I watched, and I'm sure I'm misremembering.
I should
They were
rewatch it.
undercover, and she was a waitress wearing like a skimpy, like Playboy bunny outfit, and he was the debonair bartender, and he's mixing drinks, and they ran out of ice, so he uses his freeze breath to freeze the drinks, and that's the only thing super he does the whole episode. It was like, oh yeah, we got to remind you that he's. Then don't make it Superman. You know what I mean? Like if it's Superman, commit to the bit. Be Superman. That was the Dean Clark. I like Dean Clark, but I didn't like your show.
Hey,
Yeah.
John, did you ever watch the 90s Flash?
I forgot about that one. I forgot that one. What's that?
Did you ever watch the 90s Flash?
No.
Oh, man, that was such a great
That was good.
That's the one with Mark Hamill as
the trickster.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did
that was a good show. Yeah.
watch that one.
You know what I liked about the CW Flash? That was like the first one I watched, and it's cast good. That kid was a great Flash, and they brought Jay Garrick. He was Jay Garrick on Earth 2,
Yeah.
and they had the lore of Earth 2, and they brought the guy in the originals flashback, and they had all that for a long time. And the shows are just on too long. 5 seasons as long as it should have went. Season 6s and 7s are all awful.
I love Jay Garrick. Flash is one of my favorite superheroes. I love the costume.
I mean, I had him in the costume, and he was like older, thick guy, had a helmet, and just the crossovers were good. Arrow, I've rewatched I've watched 4 seasons of Arrow. Like their casting was good, and that went far for their shows, for the most part. The casting of the original shows, but as they started spreading out, and then the wokeness came in, and that was the end. Everybody was a girl boss. The one show just leaned into it so hard and made a joke out of it, so it was kind of funny. And then it ended. It wasn't for me, so I'm watching that. It's for other, younger people. But
I tried watching Legends of Tomorrow. I think I forgot the name of the show.
Yeah, that was really you had to watch that from the beginning to really understand.
No, I mean, but everyone was gay.
Yeah, they're all
Everyone
gay.
was
Yeah,
gay
it was a joke.
for
They
a
made a
while.
joke out of it. It was really funny.
Mhm.
Like it was a ridiculous thing. The show was ridiculous.
I don't like that actor, John Barrowman. I just
Well,
he's got this
he was
great
a villain anyway.
face, the square jaw, and then he comes out and talks like with this Mickey Mouse voice. I'm like, oh God,
He was a villain. He was a villain anyway.
Yeah, he got fired in Doctor Who for waving his member around.
really?
Yeah, he was in Torchwood. You ever see the Torchwood thing? Yeah, just and then everyone was all freaked out about that, and he got rid of him.
Like what? Like his?
Yeah, he took it out. His member. Yeah, and he just.
The Marvel shows I miss are the Netflix shows. You know, the Daredevil was good.
Daredevil was the best thing.
The first season. Punisher was pretty good.
The best Marvel. I love even the changes that they made. I was like, okay, it's so good. I don't mind.
I watched the one with the what's her face in it. She wasn't one of my characters. I always like that. Which one's my character? So I didn't like it as much, but still it was good. And Doctor Who was in that one. He was the Purple Man, and he was really a dangerous villain. And I even like the Iron Fist because they stuck to the story. People are like, oh, this is boring. He's white. It's terrible. But they stuck to the Iron Fist story. They didn't have a great actor, but they did stick to the original story.
I feel bad for that guy. The guy goes, I signed the contract 2 weeks later. I was filming. They didn't give me any time to get in shape. They didn't give me any time to.
Oh yeah.
But he physically, he looked it. He had the face. I thought he would have.
Yeah, exactly. And they kept to the origin too.
I didn't particularly like the Netflix Punisher. I did like Daredevil, but the Punisher didn't really do it for me.
I thought he was good. I thought the actor was good. He was a little small, but he was intense
I thought Ray Stevenson was the best. Ray Stevenson was the best Punisher ever, followed very closely by Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
Everybody forgets Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, I like Ray Stevenson could do no wrong. I saw that for my 40th birthday.
Yeah, RRTNZs, right? He put it better than I could.
That Punisher movie, it had flaws, but it was great. I like he goes, this guy over here, and the Punisher just shoots him with a shotgun. He just explodes. He goes, this guy.
Yeah, and I thought Jigsaw was pretty good, right out of the comics, right out of the comic books.
I didn't like the Thomas Jane one.
It was boring.
Watch that movie. John Travolta is awful in that movie.
But he's doing the Punisher in like the last 20 minutes. Just I don't know. It's a good movie, but it's not a Punisher movie.
Yeah. Excuse me. Well, I've been talking so long and I'm starting to get sleepy. So, sorry about this episode. The guest canceled at the last minute. I really had no idea what we would do for Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. What is the date for next week? Let me see. Okay, the 20th Kwanzaa. We'll do a very Kwanzaa episode.
Okay, I got Luke Cage. What are we going to do for Kwanzaa? So we should do, okay, we haven't really done Luke Cage. Let's take a couple. Well, this is really bad. We'll take a DC black character versus like Luke Cage or Black Panther or something.
I got Blade.
Blade, yeah, we can talk about black characters.
We'll just call it the Kwanzaa special, but we'll just let people pick black characters.
We can't say the hard R, but we're good.
Yeah.
John, Marcus, I want to wish both of you and everyone watching the most heartfelt, merriest of Christmases.
Thank you,
yeah.
Right, you too. Thank you very much. We have a lot of family coming in. I'm going to drive down and pick up my mother and my mother-in-law in Florida, 8-hour drive. Pick her up, stay a night, turn around. I can't wait.
I literally have nothing planned for next week, and I probably won't stream that much because
nobody's streaming. It's Christmas week.
I don't know. I might do something for New Year's. I don't care about New Year's. I care about Christmas. New Year's to me is like the day stay home because that's like just people crashing and cops looking for everybody. It's just like as my sister says, it's the night all the amateurs go out and drink.
It's true. That's true. Your sister's right.
So anyway, I will go back to fulfilling. I'm hoping to be done. I was promised to be done 2 weeks ago, so forgive me. And that's that. I got nothing else to say. Heroic Tales 2 is still in fulfillment. You can still get it. And next thing will be Patriarch number 1. Renzo is 10 pages into a 45-page comic. Marcus, nope, you're coughing.
That's good. Sorry about calling.
Marcus will be on the studio tomorrow on Don Draws, 7 o'clock.
We don't have a gift. It's a Christmas show. I probably will draw. I might draw the Sunbloom Santa. What do you think, guys? Think?
Cool. And Tony, anything
I'm
you want to
collecting reference now.
No, nothing. Just Merry Christmas to all you guys.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas to you
And
too.
Happy Hanukkah.
And to all a good night. Yes, happy Hanukkah too. Yes. All right.
My Jewish side appreciates that.
Goodbye, kids.